This is a village that no man dares to enter, for it is home to a group of insatiable succubi. Any man they summon is ultimately toyed with until his death. However, the protagonist, Lee Howren, was an exception. When he was summoned, the very heavens and earth changed color as immense magical power erupted from the summoning circle. This was all thanks to his awakened blood fiend system. For every female's blood he absorbed, he would randomly gain a stat point, and so he went on to drink from every single girl in the succubus village. It all began in the year 2025, when a powerful energy burst on Earth's surface opened a channel to other dimensions, allowing countless beasts that had only existed in fiction to pour into the world. Humanity was plunged into a bitter struggle against these beasts, as conventional firearms proved largely ineffective. To combat these otherworldly monsters, some humans unexpectedly evolved. In this new era, these evolved wielded immense power, while the protagonist, Lee Howren, was just an ordinary person. Due to the influence of the beast invasion, he was diagnosed with the anomaly sickness, an incurable disease that could cause sudden death at any moment. But for his sister's sake and to fulfill his mother's dying wish, he had to fight to survive. He joined a small squad on a suppression mission to eliminate all Tier 1 beasts in a nearby nest. Lee Howren was the only non-evolved on the team. His primary duty was to carry supplies and ensure their safety. After the fighting, he was also responsible for cleaning the battlefield and collecting valuable materials from the beasts. At first, the mission went smoothly. The team was harmonious, and the ordinary Tier 1 beasts were no match for them. But soon, Lee Howren noticed something was wrong. Small pebbles on the ground began to tremble violently, indicating the presence of a far more terrifying beast. A colossal figure emerged from the forest. Before he could process it, he saw it was a 100-meter-long Tier 5 beast, a Titan python. The evolved on his team had only ever seen a beast of this class on television and were instantly frozen with fear. Their intelligence had only mentioned Tier 1 beasts. This was completely beyond their capabilities. Fortunately, Lee Howren's shout snapped them out of it. "What are you standing around for? Run! You'll be killed!" Hearing his cry, the others finally broke free from their terror and scrambled for the exit. But the Titan python was too fast. At their current level, it was only a matter of time before they were caught. Just then, the team captain, Chen Zijian, stepped in front of Lee Howren and slashed his chest with a blade, sending blood flying. Before Lee Howren could understand what was happening, he heard the captain's chilling words: "You're the only one in our squad with no combat ability. You're the least valuable, which makes you the perfect bait. I've seen your file. You were recently diagnosed with the anomaly sickness. You're not going to live long anyway, so you might as well make a contribution before you die. If you have to blame someone, blame yourself for being too weak." With that, Chen Zijian threw Lee Howren toward the Titan python. The serpent saw a fresh piece of bloody meat appear before it, flicked its tongue, and then lunged with its massive jaws wide open. Just as Lee Howren thought he was about to be devoured, his mother's dying words flashed through his mind, telling him to take care of his sister and to live on, no matter what. In that fleeting moment, a magic circle appeared. A torrent of immense magical power pierced the sky, forming a gateway. Lee Howren, who should have died, reappeared within the gateway, the wound on his chest completely gone. As he tried to make sense of it all, voices filled with envy rose from below the steps. "I can't believe the shabby scroll Nicole picked up actually worked. He's so handsome. We're in for a treat this time. It's been so long since we've seen such a high-quality man. My blood is already pumping. I'm so excited. He's emitting such a strong magical aura. I wonder what it would be like to play with such a charming guy. I can't wait." Lee Howren was stunned. What was going on? Why were there so many succubi here? And couldn't they see the status window in front of his eyes? A Tier 3 succubus named Nicole spoke up. "It was I who brought you here with the ancient summoning circle. When the circle activated, the heavens and earth changed color. To cause such a phenomenon, you must be incredibly powerful. I am Nicole, and I pledge to follow you for all eternity, never to betray you." As Nicole made her oath, Lee Howren received a system notification. He opened it to see Nicole's information panel, showing her affinity for him was at 88%. When a follower's affinity reached 100%, he could choose to bring them into his harem and receive a mysterious reward. It was only then that Lee Howren finally understood. He had been given a new life thanks to this system, a power far greater than that of the evolved. He had acquired the blood fiend system. Now, he finally had the means for revenge. Nicole, unable to see the system, was curious as he excitedly gestured at the empty air. "My lord, are you uncomfortable after sleeping for so long? Do you wish to move about?" Lee Howren cleared his throat, confirming that he did. Being a succubus, Nicole immediately offered her soft chest. "If you must touch something, please feel free to enjoy my body. It would be my honor if my body could help you relax." The other succubi below were indignant. "How shameless. She got to him first. That should be my job. Mine are bigger and softer." Lee Howren, however, adopted the air of a gentleman. "Wait, I have no intention of taking advantage of you. Are all you succubi this thirsty?" This single sentence caused Nicole's affinity to drop by 3 points. She asked dejectedly, "What is it? Does my body not arouse your interest?" Lee Howren realized his mistake. Affinity was a core function of the system. To succeed in his revenge, he needed its power, and that meant maxing out their affinity. He quickly began to praise her. "You've misunderstood me. You are beautiful. All of you are beautiful. I've never met a woman as special as you." In just 3 sentences, he raised Nicole's affinity to 90%. However, I've just been summoned and I'm still adjusting. I need energy. Nicole seemed to understand. Energy? Since you are a fiend of the blood race, only fresh blood can replenish your energy, correct? She then lifted her hair, revealing her fair neck. Come, my lord, please enjoy. It is my honor for my blood to flow within your body. When Lee Howren saw her tender skin, he felt an instinctual vampiric urge stir within him and couldn't stop himself from biting down. That single bite raised Nicole's affinity to 92%, and the system notified him that he had not only learned a new skill, blood fusion, but also gained a point in strength. Nicole trembled, thrilled. The feeling of becoming one with my lord. It's incredible. Lee Howren eagerly opened his skill panel. Blood fusion allowed him to gain a random stat point by drinking a female's blood, but it only worked once per target. Although it was just 1 point at a time, with enough targets, the gains would be substantial. Realizing this, Lee Howren immediately asked Nicole for more blood. She shivered and swayed her hips. Come, continue to enjoy as much as you'd like. But Lee Howren shook his head. I don't just want your blood. I need the blood of others. The fresh blood of women. The more, the better. The succubi below blushed. We get a turn too? What kind of new game is this? It sounds so exciting. Seeing their eagerness, Lee Howren told them all to come at once. An unknown amount of time passed as system notifications for stat increases popped up one after another. The succubi who had their blood drawn felt weak, yet a thrilling sensation shot through them, as if they had engaged in a deep, spiritual exchange with the Fiend Lord himself. Lee Howren, for his part, only felt a continuous stream of power flowing into him. I just bit their necks. Is their reaction supposed to be this dramatic? Are succubi really this sensitive? Night fell, and Nicole stealthily pushed open Lee Howren's door. Lord Howren, I'm here. There were too many people outside earlier. You couldn't possibly let loose, right? Ever since you left your mark on me, I've been addicted to that feeling. My lord, let's have a deeper exchange this time. It's just the two of us now, so you can really show your prowess. Tonight, let me become a true succubus. With that, she sat down on the bed, but the surface felt too hard, arousing her suspicion. When she threw back the covers, she was shocked to find that her fiend lord had slipped out at some point. Have you already found something more important than me? Meanwhile, Lee Howren had gone to a graveyard thick with energy. To get revenge on Shinzijin, he had to increase his power as quickly as possible. This place was likely hiding undead beasts, and he just needed to release his magical aura to draw them out. He let his bloody aura drift through the forest, and soon, Will-o'-the-wisps appeared. Who dares disturb our eternal rest? The blue flames materialized into the lowest level tier 1 beasts, faceless wraiths. Seeing that a vampire had disturbed them, they swarmed him, seeking to claim his life. Although Lee Howren was only level 1, all 5 of his stats were at 50 points, making these tier 1 beasts easy prey. After clearing out one wraith after another, notifications for experience gains flooded his mind. Soon, he unlocked a new skill, Crimson Flash, allowing him to perform 2 short-distance dashes within 5 seconds. By now, he had reached level 8 and had 40 stat points to allocate. Strength, stamina, and agility were most beneficial to him, but since he had just unlocked an agility-based skill, he decided to put all his points into strength and stamina. Just then, the system detected danger. A 3 to 4 meter tall tier 2 beast, a slayer, was already raising its massive cleaver. Despite its size, its movements were swift. However, at the moment the cleaver came down, Lee Howren had already leaped several meters away. No sooner had he landed than a chain whipped toward him. He dodged it with another leap, but the cleaver-wielding slayer launched a sneak attack. Lee Howren used Crimson Flash to appear before the slayer and kicked it in the side of the head. The kick did no damage and instead made him a target for the chain. Fortunately, another use of Crimson Flash allowed him to escape to safety, albeit in a disheveled state. That was close. Those two cover each other well. They're tough. Good thing I managed to grab a weapon off the slayer's back just now. With 80% of his stats and strength, he easily slew the first tier 2 slayer and unlocked a new skill, Blood Prison Burial. He then noticed that the beast's name, once yellow, had turned green, indicating it was no longer a significant threat. He used his new skill, and thick blood pooled on the ground, morphing into countless spikes that impaled the slayer's body. After killing 2 tier 2 beasts, Lee Howren activated the Undead Slayer title, granting him an extra 5% damage against undead enemies. A whole night of grinding brought him to level 11, but he was still a long way from catching up to the steel-ranked Shinzijin. Just then, the system refreshed his daily quest. He had to drink the blood of at least one new female before the next sunrise, or he would lose 5 stat points. Lee Howren now understood the vampiric nature of his system. He had already drunk from every succubus in the village, so his only hope was the dead female ghosts. However, after trying, the system repeatedly notified him that the target's blood was corrupted and could not trigger blood fusion. At first, he thought the ghost had been dead too long, so he tried every female ghost he could find, but the result was the same. Lee Howren was in a panic. Damn it, I was too hasty. I shouldn't have drained all the succubi yesterday. I need a woman. Where can I find a woman? Meanwhile, Nicole was on Lee Howren's bed, the lingering scent making her feel as if she were in his arms. Suddenly, she felt her fiend lord's call. My lord must need me right now. Back with Lee Howren, a Mercedes-Benz suddenly drove up. The two men inside had sensed a peculiar magical aura and followed it. Thinking it was a rare beast they could bring back to their corporation for a promotion, the man in the passenger passenger seat was worried, as they knew nothing about the creature. This disappointed the female team leader in the back. This kind of cowardice goes against our company's spirit. Is this what the corporation taught you? Don't worry, I'll handle the report. With me here, you'll be fine. We're not the only ones who detected this aura. We have to strike first. The car pulled up right in front of Lee Howren. He was surprised. Humans? Could there be a woman in the car that I need? However, 2 men got out. He's the one we're looking for, but his magical reaction isn't very strong. Only about tier 2. Lee Howren was disappointed. Men, and from the looks of it, they're here to hunt me. But then, Lee Schwer stepped out of the car. From his attire, he appears to be a blood race beast. Quite rare, indeed. A pity he's only tier 2. Not worth my time. You too, take care of him and toss him in the trunk. When Lee Howren saw Lee Schwer, his heart pounded. A woman. A real, live woman. But she's a golden tier evolved. I'm no match for her right now. Her red title proves it. And even her 2 subordinates are too much for me. I can't just wait to be captured. With that thought, Lee Howren used Crimson Flash and vanished, reappearing behind Lee Schwer. He wrapped his arms tightly around her slender waist, accidentally touching a sensitive spot. Lee Schwer's face flushed. He touched. There. What do I do? This has never happened to me before. Her 2 subordinates' veins bulged. Bastard. Get off our team leader. But Lee Howren had already bared his fangs and bitten down on Lee Schwer's soft, white neck. A system notification appeared. Daily quest completed. Your stats have increased. Strength +1. The woman had never been touched by a man before, but now a vampire had bitten her neck, sending a thrilling sensation through her body. A moment later, a powerful burst of energy erupted from her, throwing Lee Howren back. He noticed a prompt above her head. Her affinity had risen to 30%. Still, she feigned disgust. You! Not only did you touch me, but you left this mark on my neck. The only way I'll be satisfied is by turning you into an ice sculpture. Lee Howren chuckled. You don't mean that. I see right through you. His words left Lee Schwer speechless. Nonsense. I mean every word. Lee Howren thought to himself. I bet right. As long as she doesn't want to kill me, I have a chance to escape. Just then, a card shot towards them, but the golden lower tier Lee Schwer intercepted it. What kind of coward attacks from the shadows? Show yourself. A tall and a short man emerged from the forest. Such a fierce woman. Calm down. I meant no harm. I was just trying to help since you seemed hesitant to act. Since you're not going to kill him, why not let us at the Elite Center have him? Seeing 2 more golden tier opponents, Lee Howren frowned. Why was everyone after him? Lee Schwer, however, gave them a cold shoulder. The Elite Center? Don't even think about it. This one is our Red Citadel's prize. Lee Howren seized the opportunity. Exactly. Only a beautiful, noble, and cool beauty like you is worthy of me. Those 2 aren't fit. His compliments instantly raised Lee Schwer's affinity to 40%. In any case, the Red Citadel is claiming him. If you want him, you'll have to get through me first. Lee Howren cheered her on from the side. What an imposing aura. Amazing. You've already beaten them in presence alone. And your 2 handsome men here look powerful too. They can't possibly lose to those 2 creeps over there, right? The red-haired man, seeing that negotiations had failed, signaled his golden lower tier companion to attack. The green-haired man launched 3 magically infused cards, but Lee Schwer easily blocked them. She pointed a finger and whispered, Blizzard, conjuring a storm of snow that swept towards the 2 from the Elite Center. The weaker, green-haired one was blinded by the snow. The red-haired man smiled, using a blizzard to limit our mobility and create an advantageous situation for yourself. A clever move. Xingzhe, you've met a strong opponent. Lee Schwer also sized up the situation. This kid is no joke. My snow melts before it even gets near him. And from his tone, it seems he doesn't plan on fighting. Does he look down on me? Thinking this, she ordered her 2 bronze tier subordinates not to interfere and to just keep an eye on the vampire, Lee Howren. She then leaped into the air and launched a rose-shaped ice sculpture at the green-haired man. He was furious. Are you kidding me? Who fights with a flower? As he spoke, the giant ice rose crashed into him, sealing him in ice and immobilizing him. The red-haired man sighed. Xingzhe, your predicament is making things awkward for me. How am I supposed to report back to my dad that you got owned by a woman? Lee Schwer was offended. What's wrong? You look down on women? You're next. The red-haired man replied. It seems you still don't grasp the situation. But as they argued, several heart-shaped arrows suddenly struck the 2 bronze-tier men, instantly petrifying them. Lee Schwer and the red-haired man were both stunned, thinking another competitor had arrived. However, the archer was a tier 3 succubus. Nicole arrived on the scene and immediately threw herself into Lee Howren's arms. Lord Howren, I finally found you. Lee Howren was both surprised and delighted. Nicole, how did you find me? You're amazing. Nicole explained that she had sensed his urgent need and had come to help. I would do anything for you, my lord. Lee Howren expressed how wonderful it was to have a subordinate like her, and Nicole replied that it was her honor to have a master like him. Their affectionate exchange made Lee Schwer tremble with rage. What's wrong with me? Why am I shaking? Is it because they're flirting in front of me? Impossible. I'm not that shallow. It must be because she turned my men to stone. She furiously charged at the succubus. Stop your lovey-dovey act and turn them back. But the red-haired man blocked her path. I think you've picked the wrong opponent. You think you can just hit my man and run? It's not that easy. With that, he struck Lee Schwer with his palm, sending the golden upper tier evolved flying dozens of meters away, which made Lee Howren nervous. If a golden lower tier like Lee Schwer couldn't take one hit from him, then he and Nicole stood no chance. The system prompted that a mysterious mysterious reward would be unlocked when a follower's affinity reached 100%. His only hope for survival was to gamble everything on this. The red-haired man walked towards them, his face filled with greed. He had come for the rare blood race beast, but a succubus was an unexpected bonus. If I bring you both back, Dad will surely be impressed with me. Nicole couldn't stand it and shot a volley of heart-shaped arrows at him, but they couldn't penetrate his defense. In a few leaps, he was right in front of her. At that moment, Lee Howard appeared, grabbed Nicole, and used Crimson Flash, causing the red-haired man to miss. He's gone. What? A mere tier 2 beast is faster than my eyes can follow? Meanwhile, Lee Howard appeared in a nearby grove, holding Nicole and a princess carry. He knew he had no escape skills left and had to raise Nicole's affinity immediately to get the reward. Without a second thought, he leaned in and kissed her, raising her affinity to 99%. The red-haired man couldn't believe he was being fed this public display of affection. Beasts will be beasts, starting to get it on in the middle of a fight. If I had been a moment later, would you have started mating right here? I'll grind you animals to dust. Lee Howard was panicking. He was still 1% short, but as the red-haired man charged, he found them protected by a sturdy ice shield. He recognized it as Lee Schwer's work. Don't be ungrateful. I only held back because of the Red Citadel Corporation. But Lee Schwer was determined to have the blood race beast and declared that he would have to go through her first. As they were in a standoff, Nicole's body trembled, and her affinity finally reached 100%. Almost instantly, the system unlocked the mysterious reward for Lee Howard, unparalleled combat power for 10 minutes, but usable only once. Soon, cracks appeared on the unbreakable ice shield, and seconds later, an incredibly powerful aura shot into the sky, filling the air for miles with the scent of blood. When the red light faded, Lee Howard's power had increased tenfold, and his hair had grown to his waist. Weren't you going to grind me to dust? Go ahead. The red-haired man was now sweating profusely. Isn't he a tier 2 beast? How does he suddenly have such terrifying magical power? Seeing his hesitation, Lee Howard raised his hand and activated Demon's Hand, forcibly pulling the red-haired man towards him. The man's name, once red, now turned a non-threatening green. Don't kill me. I was wrong. Please, spare me. Lee Howard said flatly. That's not what you were saying earlier. The red-haired man coughed up blood. I was blind and foolish. Please, forgive me. The scene reminded Lee Howard of Chinzijan. Back then, I was held up just like this, like a piece of trash to be thrown away. If I remember correctly, that guy was an evolved registered with your elite center. That makes it very difficult for me to forgive you. With that, Lee Howard flung him away and then punched him squarely. The immense impact sent him crashing into the ice that imprisoned his companion. With just one punch, he had incapacitated a golden upper tier evolved. This terrifying power stunned Lee Schwer. Is this the same little vampire who bit me earlier? Was he holding back on me before? Nicole trembled, starstruck. As expected of the master I chose. Meanwhile, the previously frozen Xingzha finally broke free of the remaining ice. I was just careless before. Now that I'm out, I'm getting serious. But as soon as he finished speaking, he saw Lee Howard flick his cape. Countless disgusting black bats pour out from it, swarming the golden lower tier Xingzha. At first, sounds of a struggle could be heard, but when the bats dispersed, only a skeleton remained. After killing a golden lower tier evolved, Lee Howard leveled up 5 times in a row and permanently unlocked the new skill he had just used, Crimson Tempest. The paralyzed red-haired man on the ground weakly begged for help. Lee Howard pretended not to hear him and told him to speak up. The man mustered his strength. I don't want to die. Help me. My dad is the CEO of the Elite Center. If you let me go home, I'll give you anything you want. Hearing this, Lee Howard raised his hand. You want to go home that badly? Let me help you. The red-haired man's body floated into the air. You're too kind. I'll definitely repay you. Lee Howard sneered. No need to repay me. I'm just happy to help. With that, he swung his arm and threw the man like a shot put. He flew through the sky like a shooting star, so fast that Lee Schwer thought he was joking, but seeing the direction he was heading, towards J City, she wondered if this blood race creature could actually send him home. The streak of light passed over countless mountains, seemingly unstoppable, until it crashed into the Elite Center's building in J City and finally came to a stop. Meanwhile, Lee Howard received a notification of leveling up 5 times. The experience points confirmed that the red-haired man had made it home and was now dead. After dealing with the people from the Elite Center, Lee Howard turned to Lee Schwer, making her nervous. What do you want? Is it my turn now? But he ignored her and instead asked Nicole. There's something I'm curious about. I need your cooperation. Nicole nodded in obedience. Anything for you, Lord Howard. The next moment, she felt the energy in her body converge in her chest, as if something were about to burst out. Soon, the hilt of a sword emerged. It's so big. Is this Lord Howard's great sword? She panted as if giving birth. It's too big. Please, pull it out. Be gentle. Pull it out slowly. Lee Howard held her and reassured her. This is the product of our soul resonance. It'll be fine. Just bear with it. Soon, the entire sword was drawn. It was called Blood Blade Bledsoe, a special piece of equipment produced from a tier 3 beast's body. Lee Schwer was dumbfounded. A weapon pulled from someone's chest. With your power, you shouldn't need a weapon to deal with me, right? Are you planning to use that sword to finish me off? Lee Howard told her she was overthinking it. He swung the blood blade, and a powerful gust of wind tore through Lee Schwer's clothes, leaving only her semi-transparent black stockings. You fight dirty. Kill me if you want, but why destroy my clothes? Lee Howard told told her to cut the crap. That was just a little test. If you don't want to end up like them, follow me into the woods. I have some business to take care of. They soon arrived in a dense forest. Li Shuer, blushing, looked around. He brought me to the woods. Just the two of us. It's so awkward. What does he want to do? Wait, I think I get it. He spared me before, and he didn't kill me just now. There can only be one explanation. He's taken a liking to me and wants my body. Although he's a blood race beast, he's just a bit more demonic. His appearance and anatomy are the same as a human's. By conventional standards, he's handsome, I guess. Given how things are unfolding, is he going to force himself on me? Just as Li Shuer finished her fantasy, Li Haoren pinned her against a tree. Is it starting? Is my first time really going to be taken by this blood race beast? This is against all ethics. Li Haoren leaned in close and whispered, repeat after me. I, your subordinate Li Shuer, pledge to follow you for all eternity, never to betray you. The proximity made Li Shuer's heart race. She asked what kind of game this was, role-playing. Li Haoren had no time for explanations. I spared your life, not so you could ask questions. Just do as I say. Li Shuer had no choice but to repeat the oath word for word. With a ding, Li Haoren had successfully acquired his second follower. Name, Li Shuer. Race, human. Age, 24. Evolution level, golden lower. After reviewing her stats, Li Haoren leaned in closer. You did well. I'm very pleased. Li Shuer's breathing quickened. He's so close. Is he going to kiss me? Is he going to take my first kiss? But then he suddenly pulled back. Alright, that's enough. The reward ends here. The petrification on your two subordinates should wear off soon. Li Shuer was a bit disappointed. Is that it? What's next? Li Haoren reminded her sternly. Don't tell anyone about me, understand? He then bid her farewell. I don't have time to waste on you. But Li Shuer suddenly called out. Wait, hold on. Li Haoren turned back. What is it? Still not satisfied? Li Shuer replied shyly. When my team members wake up and see me like this, it might be a bit awkward. Could you help me out? The next moment, Li Haoren's coat was draped over her shoulders. The residual warmth and scent felt comforting to Li Shuer, and because of this, her affinity for him rose to 60%. Night fell. Li Haoren opened his panel to admire the stat points and skills he had gained that day. Suddenly, the system prompted that he was eligible to challenge the Blood Prison Arena. However, the arena offered no experience points, and any injuries sustained, win or lose, would not be healed. Logically, it was safest to challenge it after he had leveled up more, but the slow pace of leveling was unbearable, and after some thought, he chose to enter the Blood Prison Arena. Fortune favors the bold, and he couldn't be bothered with caution. He stepped through the portal. After passing through, he found his vampire attire had been fully restored. A system message appeared. Welcome to the preparation room. Please select a weapon for your duel. Each weapon here had bonus attributes that could significantly boost his combat power, but Li Haoren wasn't skilled in any particular martial art and didn't know what to choose. As he was worrying, he spotted a cucumber with no stat bonuses. When used for continuous strikes on an enemy, it had a chance to inflict paralysis, causing them to twitch briefly. Without hesitation, Li Haoren chose the cucumber, which he felt perfectly matched his temperament, as his weapon. After selecting his weapon, 3 buffs appeared: Armor Piercer, which reduced enemy defense, Potion, which restored health, and Equipment Forge, which granted a random piece of gear. Based on his past gaming experience, Li Haoren chose the most cost-effective option, Armor Piercer. After a brief moment of weightlessness, he was teleported into the arena. Spectators surrounded the central stage, resembling the Colosseum of ancient Rome. As the challenger entered, a young woman appeared on the stage. She was the Blood Prison Arena's resident star commentator, the little demoness Sally. Following her passionate introduction, the champion of the first level, from the Dark Night Forest, a symbol of misfortune and death, made her entrance. The moment Li Haoren saw the woman, he was baffled. What's wrong with you? Why are you crying non-stop? The banshee clasped her hands and lamented piously. I am the woman who connects to the underworld, one who can prophesize death. Wherever the aura of death is present, I shall appear to wail for the dying. I see upon you an endless aura of death, and thus, I wail for you. Li Haoren noticed that there was no color indicating the banshee's strength above her head. Perhaps the arena restricted some of the system's functions, but it didn't matter. Her actual strength was what counted. With a wave of his hand, Li Haoren summoned a swarm of disgusting blood-red bats, but they were no match for the banshee. A few swipes of her claws and they turned to ash. Then, she vanished, reappearing behind him. Li Haoren was aware of her movement but had intentionally lured her in, planning to use the long, ribbed cucumber for infinite crowd control. But just as the cucumber was about to hit her face, the banshee unexpectedly executed a perfect front kick, sending it flying. Fortunately, Li Haoren seized the opportunity to grab her ankle, forcing her into an awkward split position on the ground. He then pinned her down, taunting, I didn't expect you to lose your composure at the sight of my weapon. Give up. Most of my stats are in strength. You can't break free. I'm completely confident in my strength, but staying in this position must be painful. If you don't want to suffer, just surrender. But the banshee suddenly began to wail loudly. The powerful sound waves sent Li Haoren flying. This was her ultimate move, the wail of Alpha. Hearing her cry would awaken the deepest fears of death in people's hearts, gradually eroding their will to fight until they were dragged into the abyss. As expected, Li Haoren was quickly pulled into an illusion. He saw his deceased mother, who reached out her hand, wanting to take him to paradise. But despite his low mental parental resistance, Lee Howren remained clear-headed. Death is no stranger to me. Betrayed by teammates and used as bait for a beast, afflicted with the anomaly sickness, facing sudden death at any moment, or surviving a battle between beasts and evolved as a child. My mom risked her life to save me and my sister from that incident, not so I would give up my life to some illusion, but so I would live on. Breaking free from the illusion, Lee Howren picked up the ribbed cucumber again and activated his blood stealth skill, his form blurring until he completely vanished. The banshee began to wail again, converting her cries into a massive energy blast that indiscriminately bombarded the entire arena. But by then, Lee Howren had already appeared in front of her, stuffing the cucumber into her mouth and silencing her cries. The hit made the banshee shudder, and the armor piercer buff took effect. He then pulled the cucumber out, drawing out a 2.5 meter long strand of something, and unleashed a series of high-speed, vibrating strikes, hitting every pressure point on her body. How can he be so strong? My defense has been reduced so much. It's just a cucumber, but every thrust is more powerful and exciting than the last. I can't take it anymore. Lee Howren intensified his assault. Giving up already? My combo isn't even finished. Under waves of relentless attacks, the banshee's body began to convulse uncontrollably, a thrilling sensation shooting through her. I can't control myself. My body is feeling stranger and stranger. As paralyzed status effects filled the screen, the banshee collapsed to the ground. When the dust settled, the banshee was on her knees, trembling. Even after Lee Howren had stopped his attack, her body still shook with aftershocks. Please, stop. No more. I surrender. Even the commentator, Sally, shivered. That was terrifying. Just watching makes me tremble. Lee Howren urged impatiently. She's surrendered. Can you announce the result now? Sally, a bit dazed, replied. Sorry, I lost my composure. The banshee, Benshida, has surrendered. The winner of this match is Lee Howren. He has earned the right to challenge the second level. 2 spoils of victory appeared before Lee Howren, an increase in his resistance to abnormal statuses and an upgrade to one of his unlocked skills. However, as he hadn't fully recovered, he temporarily declined to enter the second level of the Blood Prison Arena. He then returned to the Succubus Village through a portal. Upon leaving the arena, a new system notification popped up. You have unlocked the Hidden Skill Victor's Pact. Opponents defeated in the arena will become your followers. This skill can be used outside the arena to summon them for assistance. Lee Howren was stunned. If I clear all 50 levels, I could summon an entire army, couldn't I? Just then, 2 moans from inside his room interrupted his thoughts. The voice sounded familiar, so he pushed the door open. Inside, he saw Nicole panting on his bed, seemingly enjoying the lingering scent on his bedding. It was the first time Lee Howren had seen such a scene, and he was taken aback. When Nicole realized she had been discovered, she quickly explained, "It's not what you think. I came to bring you clothes. Since you gave your coat to that human woman, I stayed up all night to make you a new one of the exact same size." Lee Howren patted her head. "I was just wondering where to get new clothes, and you brought them to me. I really can't do without you, Nicole. I'll treasure this and won't give it away again." Her words made Nicole happy for the rest of the night. Lord Howren said he can't do without me. Such a bold declaration of love. This is a confession, isn't it? Does he mean for me to serve him for the rest of my life? Just recently, an army of orcs had suddenly attacked the Succubus village, tying up all the succubi and attempting to plunder their food and treasure. But then, 3 arrows shot out, turning 3 of the looting orc laborers to stone. Their leader roared, "Who dares to sneak attack us? Are you tired of living?" Nicole replied with disgust, "To encounter disgusting creatures like you first thing in the morning. If you don't want to be turned to stone, release my people and get out of the village." The leader scoffed at her. "Do you even understand the situation? What makes you think you can threaten me?" The other orc laborers raised their pickaxes and charged. At that critical moment, countless blood spikes erupted from the ground, killing all the orc laborers on the spot. Seeing her fiend lord in action, Nicole felt relieved. Lee Howren stepped forward to comfort her. "It's all right, leave this to me." The orc centurion was curious. "Why is a blood-race creature with succubi? This has nothing to do with you. I advise you not to be a hero." Lee Howren was angered. "Their blood flows in my veins, and you dare say it has nothing to do with me? You have angered me, and now it's too late for regrets." He then activated the Victor's Pact, summoning the banshee, Benshida, whom he had just subdued the night before. Nicole was astonished. Amazing! Even his summoned beast has such incredible magical power. The centurion, relying on his army of 100, paid the banshee no mind, not realizing she was about to use her ultimate move, the Wail of Alpha. The piercing cry threw all the orcs' minds into chaos, filling them with suicidal thoughts. The weaker ones couldn't withstand it and killed themselves on the spot. Only the tier 3 orc centurion managed to hold on. "I am an orc centurion. I bear the honor of the orcs." But as he spoke, he was hit by a sudden knee strike. Is pillaging and slaughtering the honor of the orcs? That's a cheap honor. Then, what I bear is the hope of this entire succubus village. After a flurry of attacks, Lee Howren used Crimson Tempest, summoning countless bats to tear at the centurion's flesh. Seeing that his defense was too strong, the banshee and Nicole unleashed their ultimate moves simultaneously. Under the bombardment of 3 powerful attacks, even a tier 3 beast couldn't hold on and collapsed. Knowing that mercy to an enemy is cruelty to oneself, Lee Howren activated Blood Prison Burial, ending the orc centurion's life. After finishing off the orcs, Lee Howren leveled up several times. Nicole later confirmed that the village had had suffered no major losses, and the captured succubi were only lightly injured. The succubi's affinity for Lee Howren naturally increased. He then praised Benshida. "This is the first time I've summoned you, and you performed well. Thanks to your whale, those orcs lost their will to fight." The banshee blushed. "It is my honor to serve you. I will do my utmost to fulfill any command you give." Remembering his daily blood-drinking quest, Lee Howren ordered the banshee to follow him into the woods. Once there, he bit her on the neck. "You tortured me with a cucumber last night, and now you're biting my neck. Is this mission of yours just to satisfy your fetish? It hurts, but since it's your command, I will endure it." After completing his quest, Lee Howren wiped the blood from his mouth and explained, "This isn't some special fetish. As a blood race creature, I need to drink the blood of a female daily to maintain my vitality. It's very important to me." But then he noticed the banshee seemed unwell and worried he might have taken too much blood. She was hunched over, trembling. "After our battle yesterday, my body has become incredibly sensitive. Just seeing you, my lord, brings back the memory of you defeating me in the arena. And now, you've been so intimate with me. It's making my body feel strange, as if it's about to convulse again." After Lee Howren saved the village from the invading orcs, Nicole had been trying to think of a way to repay him. A fellow succubus suggested that the most sincere way was with her body. Nicole had considered it, but Lord Howren seemed solely focused on battle, and he was already surrounded by beauties like Benshida and Li Shuer. "Besides, I'm inexperienced in matters between men and women. Can I really satisfy him?" Her companion immediately understood. "So you're worried Lord Howren isn't interested in you?" Nicole admitted she had tried and failed several times. Her companion thought she was too reserved. "Seducing men is a required course for succubi. I have a way to make Lord Howren unable to resist you. Take off your towel, and I'll show you." Nicole immediately did so. "I'm ready. What's next?" Her companion then shot a beam of light at Nicole's body, tattooing a special succubus crest just below her navel. "Although your combat talent surpasses the others, only with this are you a true succubus." Meanwhile, Lee Howren was allocating stat points. The high mana cost of Victor's Pact forced him to invest in his spirit attribute. As for strength and stamina, he had to maintain them through rigorous exercise. Just then, his door creaked open. It was Nicole, wrapped in a towel. "Lord Howren, I've figured out how to repay you." Seeing her, Lee Howren stopped his workout. "Nicole, what has you so excited?" When Nicole saw his chiseled muscles, she blushed. It's like a work of art. She couldn't contain her excitement, and her body moved on its own, the towel slipping off. Lee Howren's gaze was drawn to the crest on her fair skin. The moment he saw it, a system notification appeared. "Abnormal status resistance met. You are immune to the effects of the lust crest." At the same time, the succubus who had given Nicole the crest suddenly remembered something important. If the crest failed to charm its target, the effect would be reflected back onto the user. Lord Howren is a blood fiend. Nicole's crest probably won't work on him. What's going to happen now? Back in the room, Lee Howren pointed to Nicole's abdomen. "Nicole, you don't seem right. What is this tattoo?" As expected, the effect had backfired on Nicole. Her mind was now filled with indescribable images, and she felt an unbearable pressure building inside her. "Lord Howren, please help me." Lee Howren understood her intentions and opened his strong arms to embrace her. "But you don't seem to be in your right mind. Are you sure about this?" Nicole gasped that it was fine. "You can do whatever you want, Lord Howren." And so, they spent a night so intense that the very house seemed to tremble. The next morning, Nicole awoke. As she sat up, she felt a continuous stream of magical power flowing from within her. Her strength had increased dramatically. "Was it because I merged with my lord last night? His thing has such a miraculous effect. Even though my crest didn't work, he still fulfilled my wish, as if he wanted to devour me whole. It was the ultimate pleasure. Truly amazing." Lee Howren was awakened by a system notification. Not only had his stats increased significantly, but he had also broken through to tier 4 lower. However, this essence of the blood fiend only worked once on a follower with 100% affinity. It was then that Lee Howren realized he could help his followers break through their ranks, and Nicole's stats now surpassed his own. Seeing his surprised expression, Nicole worried she hadn't performed well the night before. But then, the system prompted Lee Howren to drink the fresh blood of a new female before the next sunrise. "By the way, are there any other beast tribes near here besides the succubus village? Preferably with females." Nicole thought for a moment. "Actually, the orc tribe from yesterday is on the other side of the forest. They pillage and oppress other beasts, so there should be female orcs among them. They set out for the gates of the orc tribe." "So this is the orc tribe you mentioned? These guys have been oppressing the village for a long time. Now is your chance for revenge. Let me see your power after your breakthrough. Remember, leave the females alive." Nicole understood. Lord Howren is giving me this chance for revenge. I must perform well and not disappoint him. The immense energy Nicole generated in the air caught the orc's attention. "This is the unparalleled power my lord has bestowed upon me. Today, you crude beasts will feel it." The moment she finished speaking, a massive shockwave swept through the area, destroying all buildings within a kilometer and killing numerous orcs, which brought a flood of experience points to Lee Howren. "Just as I thought. It's the same as when Benshida killed enemies with her whale. As long as a follower kills an enemy, I get the corresponding experience." A crater several hundred meters in radius was now where the orc settlement had been. Nicole declared, "In the name of the blood fiend, Lord Lee Howren, I have come to annihilate this orc tribe. Today is your last day." Two orcs, unable to stand her her arrogance, charged. Just a mere succubus, spouting nonsense. What's a blood fiend? Is he as strong as our centurion? But Nicole grabbed both their heads and smashed them together, then materialized a long whip in her hand. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Let me show you the traditional secret art of the succubi. It's the perfect way to take your lives. All of you orcs, come at me at once. Soon, all the orcs swarmed her. With each crack of Nicole's whip, Lee Howren's system pinged with notifications of experience gains and level ups. With Nicole power leveling me, this is much more efficient. I wonder what the level 25 skill is. Knight's Embrace. In darkness or at night, movement speed increases by 30% and attacks inflict a bleeding effect. I've really become a full-fledged vampire. From now on, all my battles will have to be at night. After an unknown amount of time, Nicole had created a mountain of corpses. Is this all the pillaging orcs have to offer? How disappointing. The remaining female orc was furious. Don't get cocky, you bitch. I'll teach you a lesson. But as she spoke, Lee Howren used Crimson Flash, appearing behind her and biting her on the neck with his sharp vampire fangs. The system notified him that his daily quest was complete. Evening came. In the battle at the orc tribe, Nicole had killed a total of 178 enemies and captured 30 female orcs. Lee Howren was very pleased with her performance. After reaching tier 4, you're truly on another level. Nicole shyly brushed her hair. Not at all. It's all thanks to your guidance, my lord. Lee Howren then asked about her current power, wondering if she could extend the duration of her petrifying arrows. He wanted to take the captives back to the village and keep them petrified for his own use. They're a bit ugly, he thought, but they're still female. If I keep them preserved, I can drink from one a day and not have to worry about the daily quest for a month. Afterward, Nicole presented him with a pearl. I found this jewel here. It seems extraordinary. I wish to offer it to you, my lord. Lee Howren took it, and its details appeared before him. A mana-concealing pill. Consuming it would increase his maximum mana and conceal his demonic aura from outside perception. If I eat this, I can hide my aura and return to J City without being detected by the Evolved. I should be powerful enough now to pay him a little visit. The next day, knowing Lee Howren was leaving, Nicole couldn't help but ask, did I do something to displease you, my lord? Lee Howren assured her he was very pleased but had some personal business in J City that would only take a few days. I'm leaving Benshida under your command. Don't be idle while I'm gone. Clear out all the beasts within a 10-mile radius of the village. If you encounter any female beasts, you know what to do. After giving his instructions, he waved goodbye. Get to it now. After he was gone, Benshida asked Nicole, why does our lord have to go to J City? Who is there? Nicole didn't know. Lord Howren's thoughts are not for us to guess. The human girl had fallen hopelessly in love with the vampire, so much so that she had to sleep with his coat, which still carried his scent, every night. But today, she awoke to the sound of panting. It turned out the vampire was already in her home, having completed a full workout. Seeing Lee Schwer standing there in disarray, Lee Howren asked if he had woken her. She snapped out of her daze. When did you get in? How come I didn't sense your presence? And how do you know where I live? Lee Howren stopped and explained, you swore an oath of loyalty to me. Is it so strange that I can sense your location? Do I need to make an appointment to visit my own subordinate? But I do have a favor to ask. I need you to find someone for me. Chen Zijian, a steel upper rank evolved from the Elite Center. I need to know his recent mission schedule. Lee Schwer readily agreed. No problem. As a team leader at the Red Citadel, I have the connections for that. Then, Lee Howren brought up something else that had been on his mind. Lee Schwer told him to just ask, but he just smirked. You were hugging my coat all night, murmuring my name in your sleep. What exactly were you dreaming about? Lee Schwer blushed, at a loss for words. In truth, she had been dreaming of herself and Lee Howren sparking a romance. An alarm clock brought her back to reality. She didn't answer his question and instead rushed out. I'm going to be late. I have to get to work. I'll have the information you want by the time I get off. Lee Howren watched her go, thinking her dream must have been quite exciting. The scene shifts to the underground parking garage of the Red Citadel. Lee Schwer walked, still thinking about her dream. He saw my embarrassing state last night. It's so awkward. How am I supposed to face him now? He must be at home laughing at me. Just then, a strange voice interrupted her thoughts. Lee Schwer, Team Leader Lee, I have a question for you. A few days ago, there was an unusual magical energy spike in the outskirts of J City. Do you remember? My younger brother, Yuan, and his partner went to investigate, but they were both killed. My brother's body was even thrown onto the Elite Center's building. As far as I know, you and your team also investigated that energy spike. A golden upper tier like Yuan was killed, so how did you and your bronze tier members escape unharmed? Lee Schwer was wary of the legendary tier Yu, but remained composed. What are you implying? That I killed your brother? The man next to him, Wang Meng, lost his patience. Young master, she won't talk unless we use force. Let's not waste any more words. The golden upper tier Wang Meng unleashed his flames and charged, but as he threw a flaming punch, it was blocked by a wall of ice from the golden lower tier Lee Schwer. Is this how the Elite Center does things? Just because you have a legendary tier with you, you can act so arrogantly? This is the Red Citadel's building, filled with our people. If you want to fight, I'll give you one. Hearing this, Yu's attitude softened. Team Leader Lee, don't misunderstand. This subordinate of mine is just impulsive, like my brother, but he has a gentle heart. We mean no harm. We just want to know what you saw that day. Do you have any clues about my brother or the beast? Lee Schwer bluffed. When I arrived, all I saw was a skeleton. Nothing else. Not even a trace voice of the beast. Are you satisfied now? Yu smiled meaningfully and thanked her. Afterwards, Li Shuer let out a sigh of relief. So, the elite sender is onto me after all. Things are getting complicated. Most evolved can only reach golden upper tier in their lifetime. Breaking through to star diamond tier is the mark of a genius, and legendary tier is even higher. A genius among geniuses. That Yu seems polite, but he's hiding a dagger behind his smile. He's extremely dangerous. I have to warn him. Meanwhile, Yu leaned against a pillar, gagging, which startled Wang Meng. It was just Yu's obsessive-compulsive disorder acting up. I've been holding it in this whole time. That Li Shuer's hair is asymmetrical. It's so hard to look at. Didn't Li Shuer have 2 team members with her? Bring them in for questioning. If their stories don't match up, they can all join my brother in death. After Li Shuer left for work, Li Haoren waited at her place for experience points to roll in. He had reached level 27 and unlocked a new title, Battlefield Commander. With this title, all his followers' stats would increase by 10%, far better than the previous Undead Slayer. Li Shuer returned home with a suitcase. I found out what you asked for. Qin Zixian is leading a squad of 8, all steel rank, on a mission out of the city at 10 tonight. The mission details, squad member list, skills, home addresses, phone numbers, and so on are all in here. This is all I could get. Li Haoren was stunned. This is more than all you could get. You practically handed me their household registration. You're amazing. You've been a huge help. Li Shuer bit her finger. It was nothing, really. Even if you praise me, I won't be happy. But her affinity had already risen to 69%. Li Haoren knew she didn't mean it, but he was more curious about the suitcase. She told him it was a gift and opened it, revealing a pile of high-grade health and mana potions. She then helped him put on a set of rare equipment, including assault gauntlets, which instantly boosted his stats significantly. Li Haoren felt the stats were too over the top. I don't have any money. Why are you giving me all this for no reason? Li Shuer explained. You're being targeted by the elite center, and your opponent is a legendary tier evolved. I just hope this equipment and these potions can help you a little when you're in trouble. Moved. Li Haoren pulled her into a fiery kiss, and her affinity shot up to 83%. A moment later, Li Shuer realized her first kiss had just been taken. Li Haoren smiled and said goodbye. I accept your gift, but I have something more important to do right now. Outside, he hid the appearance of his new gear and went to see his sister, Xiaoyu. At J City's first high school, Li Haoren's sister was studying during the evening session. He used blood stealth to watch her from the doorway. I'm sorry, Xiaoyu. My identity is too dangerous right now for me to reveal myself. If I did, it could bring you unimaginable disaster. In this world of evolved, weakness is a sin. I must keep getting stronger so that I can stand by your side openly, without being looked down upon. At that moment, Xiaoyu felt a strange sensation. She looked towards the door, but there was nothing there. Strange. Why can't I stop crying? At 10 o'clock that night, Qin Zixian was leading his squad on a mission. After we're done, go collect the White Bear Commander's equipment and anything else salvageable, a flat-topped man said. Even a tier 3 upper White Bear Commander couldn't withstand your blade, Captain. You're probably ready to advance to silver scale rank, right? But Qin Zixian wasn't pleased. Spare me the compliments. Let's just finish up so we can go home and sleep. But then, Li Haoren's voice came from behind. Go home and sleep? You're dreaming. If you want to kiss his ass, you'd better do it now. I'm afraid you won't get another chance after tonight. Qin Zixian recognized him. Li Haoren, you're not dead? After I stabbed you, you managed to escape from the Titan's mouth? How is that possible? Li Haoren sneered. Nothing is impossible. Just like how I once couldn't believe someone would stab their own teammate without hesitation. I came for you tonight to make you pay for what you did. The flat-topped man laughed. Are you crazy, Li Haoren? You're not even an evolved, and you want to take revenge on our steel upper rank captain? Are you cosplaying as Dracula? The captain sacrificed you for the greater good. It was the right call. The only one to blame is yourself for being too weak. Besides, you're not dead, so what's the big deal? Why are you bothering us? I've got $200 in my pocket. Take it as compensation for your troubles. We'll call it even. Don't push your luck. But as he finished speaking, a great sword swung, and with a thwack, a head flew into the air, blood gushing from the wound. Li Haoren's aura intensified. I don't want your money. I want your life. Captain Qin Zixian was baffled. The man had no discernible aura, yet he had killed the steel rank Zhang Weiming. It didn't make sense. Zhang Weiming must have been caught off guard. Kill him. Avenge Weiming. The lightning wielder, Lu Chen, immediately stepped up to show his loyalty. A piece of trash like you won't get lucky a second time. Die. He unleashed a powerful bolt of lightning that struck the ground with a deafening roar. That was my full power. A nobody like you should be nothing but a pile of ash now. But as he spoke, a blood-red spike pierced through his head. Seeing this, even Qin Zixian broke out in a cold sweat, and the rest of the team lost their initial arrogance. Li Haoren's voice dripped with contempt. Is that the full power of a steel middle rank? It just tingled a bit, a far cry from turning me to ash. Weak, just too weak. Qin Zixian finally lost his composure. This guy is no ordinary person. He's been hiding his strength, but he's alone. Everyone, attack together and finish him. Li Haoren sneered. What makes you think I'm alone? He activated the Victor's Pact. In the instant the magic circle appeared, 2 steel rank evolved were killed on the spot. The Banshee, playing with her nails, remarked, You small fry want to kill Lord Haoren? You overestimate yourselves. Then, the 2 of them attacked from either side of the squad, quickly dispatching all the members until only one was left. Allow me to take care of him for you. But Li Haoran stopped her. Not so fast, Benshida. This one's mine. Shinzijin, however, had noticed something. It's surprising that a waste like you could achieve this much. You've tried to hide it, but your demonic aura leaks out every time you attack, and that beast by your side calls you Lord. So, you're not even human. You cast away your own humanity just to kill me? These words only fueled Li Haoran's rage. Isn't this all your fault? What right do you have to judge me? Shinzijin reached for his waist. You dared to seek revenge because you thought I was only at the steel upper rank, but you miscalculated. After our last mission was ruined by that tier 5 beast, I came prepared. He injected a serum into his neck. This is a new drug from the M country that I bought on the black market for a hefty price. It not only unlocks my full potential but also allows me to temporarily break through my rank limitations. I'm at the silver scale middle rank now. You're 100 years too early to get revenge on me. Li Haoran narrowed his eyes. So what if you've turned orange? It's nighttime. You still have no chance. Shinzijin didn't understand. What does day or night have to do with it? You don't comprehend my power. Even a silver scale upper can't keep up with my speed now. You still can't escape being killed by me. But thanks to the Knight's Embrace effect, Li Haoran's speed surpassed Shinzijin's, and the blur of afterimages made him fearful. Impossible. I've taken the drug. How can my eyes not keep up with his speed? Soon, Shinzijin was struck from behind. The Knight's Embrace effect also caused him to bleed, losing 1.5% of his maximum health every second. The Banshee noticed that her lord could have delivered a fatal blow but had deliberately avoided vital points, clearly enjoying the torment. Shinzijin screamed, Li Haoran, come out. I won't lose to a waste like you. I'll kill you with my own hands. But as he spoke, a great sword pierced through his chest. An eye for an eye. An old friend is waiting, and he's hungry. With that, Li Haoran pulled out the sword, and blood gushed from the wound, staining the entire area red. Shinzijin collapsed, whispering for Li Haoran to give him a quick death. But Li Haoran opened a high-grade health potion. Just now you wanted to kill me, and now you're begging for death? I won't kill you just like that. That would be too easy. I'm going to heal you. The protagonist healed him with a high-grade health potion, with the sole purpose of torturing him until his spirit broke. He then stabbed his sword through the man's knee, eliciting a gut-wrenching crack of bone. Shinzijin screamed in agony, coughing up blood. Li Haoran dragged him deep into the forest. I have plenty of potions. I'll stab you again every 5 seconds. I want you to feel endless pain and despair. And in the end, I'll throw you into the Titan Python's stomach so you can know what it feels like to be crushed by its fangs. Even the Banshee felt a chill hearing this. I was right. My lord enjoys this kind of torture, just like when he tortured me in the arena. He's a sadist. Meanwhile, in the Elite Center's building in J City, a curvaceous secretary reported to Yu, young master, the tech department just detected a special magical energy signature. It's faint and intermittent, but it's the same one young master Yuan was investigating. It's located near the area where Shinzijin's squad is on a mission. Yu's face darkened. After hiding for so many days, he's finally slipped up. Back with Li Haoran, he continued to torture Shinzijin as he dragged him towards the Titan Python's lair. Open your eyes and take a good look. Do you recognize it? Shinzijin weakly begged. No, please. I don't want to be eaten by that thing. But it was too late. Li Haoran yanked his sword, slitting his throat and sending blood gushing, then tossed him like a piece of garbage towards the serpent. The Titan Python, drawn by the scent of blood, devoured Shinzijin in one gulp. Afterwards, it didn't bother Li Haoran and simply turned and left. Li Haoran smiled. He eats and leaves. Is it because Benshida and I are both beasts? He doesn't seem hostile towards us. After Shinzijin's death, Li Haoran reached level 30 and unlocked a new skill, Soul Resonance. When a follower's affinity reached 100%, their souls could resonate to create a powerful, exclusive piece of equipment. I've already seen Nicole's Soul Resonance. Even though I only experienced it for 10 minutes in my Apex Blood state, the stats on Bloodblade Bledsoe were incredible. As long as I max out their affinity, every follower can produce a piece of equipment. My potential will be limitless. Benshida's affinity is at 50%, and Li Schwer's is at 83%. I'll need to focus on them next. But just then, the system spammed him with danger warnings. An extremely dangerous target is rapidly approaching. Please evacuate immediately. Li Haoran had a bad feeling and quickly ordered the Banshee to unsummon and hide. At that moment, Yu, with a pair of large black wings, was flying at high speed and arrived at Li Haoran's location in under 3 minutes. But when he landed, he couldn't find his target. I just sensed a faint aura, and the blood trail ends here. Damn it, where did he go? Did he just vanish into thin air? The nearby Titan Python sensed the human intruder and lunged at Yu, but he had no time for it. A mere tier 5 beast dares to bother me? I don't have time to play with a filthy animal like you. But as Yu flew away, he noticed something was off about the python's face. It has an extra horn on the right side of its head. What an ugly thing. How dare it show its face? I can't stand it. Li Haoran had escaped into the system's arena preparation room to trigger such a strong warning from the system. That must be the guy Li Schwer told me about. The mana concealing pill can hide my aura, but it seems it still leaks out during combat. Until I'm powerful enough, I should probably try to be more discreet. Li Haoran had hidden in the arena to avoid the legendary tier evolved, but once inside, he had to complete a match to leave. Although the equipment Li Schwer had given him was disabled, at level 30, he wasn't afraid. Perhaps due to his higher level, the weapon stats in the preparation room were noticeably better than before, and and there was a wide variety of choices, both offensive and defensive. Since he had found the special ribbed cucumber last time, he was sure he could find something similar again. After a search, he found a whip of loving punishment. Hitting a target would put both himself and the target into an excited state, increasing both of their attack power by 1%. Li Haoran chose it without hesitation. It was a high-risk, high-reward weapon, but if he was confident in his ability to dodge, the risk was non-existent. The system then offered him one of 3 buffs for the fight, one that increased the value of his loot, one that summoned a follower into the arena, and one that greatly reduced both damage dealt and received. Li Haoran immediately dismissed the cowardly turtle shell buff. The adventurer's journey was too risky for too little reward. That left good partner as the most practical choice. No matter which follower was summoned, it would be a net gain. Meanwhile, Li Shuer was in the shower, worrying about Li Haoran. Why wasn't he back yet? Had Zhu found him? But then she figured he was powerful enough to handle himself. As she was thinking, a white light flashed before her, and she was teleported into the arena. Mid-shower, follower detected in a nude state, replacing attire. Soon, Li Shuer was clad in a set of underwear. You saw everything, didn't you? My body? You brought me here, right? Where's this place? Li Haoran glanced at the whip in his hand. Don't be nervous. I just called you here to test your skills again. Li Shuer blushed. You didn't have to use such an embarrassing weapon for that. The commentator, Sally, announced the challengers for the second level of the Blood Prison Arena. Li Haoran and his follower. Their opponent was the Mistress of Flames, the Flame Witch. A tall, long-legged woman emerged from the flames. 2 against 1? Interesting, but I won't surrender like Benchita. I'll burn everything on this stage to ash. She flicked her wrist, and a small fireball shot towards them, but as it neared, it expanded 100-fold. Li Haoran barely managed to dodge it. Looking back, he saw the path of the fireball had turned the arena floor into a hell's cape. This made him reconsider the whip's effect. If he used it to buff or attack, the risk would be too high. The opponent's attack power and range were far greater than he had imagined, and any injuries sustained in the arena would carry over to the real world, which would be troublesome for either of them. Wait, the effect says it puts both myself and the target into an excited state. It doesn't specify that the target has to be an enemy. The Flame Witch, Balrog, continued to conjure fire, launching countless fireballs that filled the arena. Let's see you dodge this. At that moment, a thick wall of ice rose from the ground, its chilling aura blocking the fireballs and splitting the arena into 2 temperature extremes. Li Shuer, with her palm on the ground, said, I hate fire types. You think you can be so arrogant just because you have high damage? Today, I'm putting out your fire. But Balrog hated ice types just as much. I was holding back before. Now, I'm getting serious. Li Shuer snorted and told her to bring it on. But as she stood up, she felt a sudden lash on her rear, which made her moan involuntarily. The whip's effect triggered, attack power plus 1%. Li Shuer didn't understand why Li Haoran was hitting her, but he simply said, change of plans. Just bear with it. This position is perfect. He then continued to whip her. Li Shuer felt a strange excitement, and her attack power continued to rise. The commentator, Sally, was confused. Why was Li Haoran attacking his own partner? The battle was intense, with cries of pain filling the air. Only Balrog on stage was mortified. Are they fighting amongst themselves? This is the arena. What are you two doing? She was struck 69 times with the whip of loving punishment, and though it was painful, she felt no aversion, only growing excitement. The whip put both the user and the target into an excited state, increasing their attack power by 1% with each hit. So now, Li Shuer's attack power was boosted by 69%, and with the Battlefield Commander title active, her stats were further increased by 10%. The user, Li Haoran, had never felt better, gaining attack power and triggering his Knight's Embrace passive at the same time. However, the ice wall Li Shuer had created was shattered by the Flame Witch Balrog. Your ice wall isn't so tough after all. It couldn't even take a little effort from me. How dare you two do that while fighting me? I will not forgive you. Seeing Balrog's posture, the commentator Sally knew she was preparing her ultimate move. It seems Li Haoran's actions have thoroughly enraged Balrog. As Balrog unleashed her lava breath, a massive blast that could cover the entire arena shot towards the pair. But Li Shuer stepped forward. This is between me and her. Leave her to me. A cold light emanated from her hands, and an immense glacier formed before her. The moment the lava breath made contact, it was instantly frozen solid. Balrog was stunned. Her ultimate move had been so easily countered. Before she could react, the ice spread along the breath attack, encasing her in a block of ice. Seeing this, Sally delivered her verdict. Li Haoran's follower has turned the tables and completely frozen Balrog. The winners of this match are Li Haoran and his follower. They have earned the right to challenge the 3rd level. The system then notified him of an increase in his fire resistance and a new skill point. It asked if he wanted to continue to the 3rd level. Li Haoran thought he could, given his stacked attack power, but he felt a bit too excited, probably a side effect of the whip. He asked Li Shuer, you performed very well just now. I approve. But how are you feeling? She replied that she felt strange, a mix of pain and pleasure. Li Haoran suspected she was no longer clear-headed, and if they continued, he might end up in the same state, so he declined the challenge. I'll send her home first. This is also a good way to avoid the guy who's after me. After passing through the portal, Li Shuer complained of increasing pain and asked Li Haoran to massage her. He agreed, since it was his fault. out. But then, the system retracted the clothes it had provided her, forcing her to change. She then lay on the sofa. "Okay, I'm ready. You can start now." Lee Howren began to gently massage her, but he found that the whip's effect hadn't worn off. In fact, it was getting stronger. Lee Schwer praised his skill, saying the stinging pain vanished wherever he touched. But Lee Howren couldn't contain his own arousal and said he wanted to fulfill the regrets from her dream. Lee Schwer replied that she wasn't mentally prepared for that, but he then said, in a commanding tone, that her way of addressing him was wrong. She naturally called him master, and her affinity rose to 98%. After just one night with her master, the woman felt a continuous stream of energy flowing from her. She had received the essence of the blood fiend, which greatly increased her stats and raised her evolution level to the star diamond tier. Lee Howren was amazed by how powerful this mechanic was. It had even raised a golden tier like Lee Schwer by a whole major rank. What would happen if he used it on someone of an even higher level? He then reminded her of how a blood blade had emerged from Nicole's chest and that she was now eligible to produce equipment for him as well. He activated soul resonance, and the energy in Lee Schwer's body converged in her chest. A magic circle appeared, and from it, a dark crown emerged. It was as impressive as the succubus's blood blade and suited her master's temperament perfectly. When Lee Howren put on the crown, his intelligence, magic attack, and critical hit rate all increased significantly. To avoid being too conspicuous, however, he had the system hide its appearance. Lee Howren got dressed and bid her farewell. "Thank you for your help these past 2 days. My business here is finished, and my identity doesn't allow me to stay here for long. But there's one more important thing. You're quite wealthy, aren't you? Could I borrow some money?" Lee Schwer didn't find the request strange. "What's mine is yours, master. Take as much as you need." In reality, Lee Howren was borrowing money to give his sister, Lee Xiaoyu, a generous living allowance. He also completed his daily quest by drinking the blood of a female student as he left the school. It's strange to see your family right in front of you but be unable to acknowledge them. Your brother had to swallow his pride to borrow this money, so spend it wisely, Lee Xiaoyu. It doesn't matter if you don't get into a good university, as long as you're healthy and happy. Meanwhile, in the team leader's office at the Red Citadel, Lee Schwer's mind was still filled with lewd images from the previous night. A team member noticed her strange behavior but had something more important to report. "Team leader, a colleague saw people from the elite center take 2 of our members away last night. It's probably about Yuan's death." Evening came. The 2 captured members from the Red Citadel were desperately explaining themselves. "When we arrived, all we saw was a skeleton. We didn't even see a hair of the beast. You at the elite center can't find the killer, so you take it out on small fries like us? You're just bullies and cowards." The bald man from the elite center was furious. "You 2 stubborn fools. You're asking for it." But as he spoke, the warehouse's metal door was torn apart. It was Lee Schwer. "I finally found you, you bald bastard. Release my team members, or I'll tear this factory apart." The 2 members were overjoyed. "The team leader is here to save us. We knew we followed the right person." The bald man was surprised. How had a golden lower tier like Lee Schwer gotten here so quietly? The warehouse was guarded by dozens of silver upper rank evolved. Lee Schwer roared, "Your lackeys have already been turned into ice sculptures by me. Don't worry, you're next. Let's see you handle my new skill." She pushed her hands forward, and 2 snowflake-shaped blades shot towards him. The bald man concentrated flames in his fists. "Tricks! Your ice can't break my fire fists. You were lucky the young master stopped me last time, but you won't be so lucky now." Lee Schwer shouted back, "Without him here, you're the one who's out of luck." 16-fold ice wheel. As she spoke, a dozen more ice blades, crackling with ice energy, flew towards him. However, he was wreathed in flames that kept the ice at bay. "It's useless. I'm one of the strongest among the golden upper tier. You stand no chance." Lee Schwer roared back, "So what if you're golden upper tier? I'm not the same person I was before." The bald man, unaware of her rank up, arrogantly charged forward with his flaming fists, but the shards of the ice wheels he shattered embedded themselves in his body like blades. How can she control such small pieces with such precision? Lee Schwer moved her fingertips and whispered, "Bloom, flowers of ice." Instantly, ice spikes erupted from the spots where the shards had pierced him. "Luring me into attacking the ice wheels was a trap. You wanted me to let my guard down after shattering them. This was your real move. I underestimated you." Lee Schwer explained that the ice had already entered his body through his wounds and could freeze his blood in an instant. "If you don't move, I might spare your life." But the bald man trembled with rage. "I was chosen as young master Yu's partner because I am one of the absolute top masters of the golden tier. For someone as powerful as me to be looked down upon by a golden lower tier woman, this is a disgrace." His internal flames erupted, shattering the ice spikes. "Who are you trying to scare? Even if there's ice inside me, I can melt it all." He then vanished, reappearing in the air and forming a giant fiery fist. Lee Schwer sighed with a hint of pity. So foolish. The next moment, countless ice spikes burst from within the bald man, piercing his heart and destroying all his internal organs. Blood gushed out, and the once furious man now struggled for his life before falling silent. A chill emanated from Lee Schwer's hands. "Your fire cannot melt my ice. I am no longer golden lower tier. I am now star diamond tier." Afterwards, she untied her 2 subordinates and asked about their condition. They said they were only lightly injured in that, no matter how much the bald man had tortured them, they hadn't said a word about the beast. But as they spoke, Lee Schwer Shuer sensed a powerful killing intent, far beyond that of any ordinary evolved. She turned and saw the legendary Tier Yu standing at the entrance. Well done, Team Leader Lee. To advance from Golden Lower to Star Diamond Tier in just 2 days is truly astonishing. I cannot tolerate two kinds of people in this world, those who are asymmetrical and those who dare to lie to me. And you, impressively, are both. Meanwhile, Lee Howren had returned to the succubus village and retrieved Bloodblade Bledsoe. I only had a brief experience with it before and didn't look at its stats. Like the Crown of Night, it has a nighttime bonus. Is that a feature of exclusive equipment? It also provides stats based on my level, so the higher my level, the stronger it gets. Nicole was overjoyed. Lord Howren came looking for our soul resonance as soon as he returned. When he holds that blood blade, it's like he's holding my body. Just then, a notification of a level up popped up. Lee Howren guessed it was Lee Shuer's doing. To make me level up 3 times, her opponent must be strong. No, the only one who would clash with her at this time is the Elite Center. She's in danger. He and Nicole immediately set off towards Lee Shuer's location. Along the way, he urged Nicole to fly faster, but she said she was at her limit. In truth, the position he was holding her in made it difficult for her to concentrate. The next moment, Yu vanished, and the sound of breaking air echoed. In an instant, he appeared before Lee Shuer. Feel my wrath. With a powerful punch, he shattered a large section of the warehouse wall, the explosion echoing through the forest. The shockwave sent everyone flying, and even the Star Diamond Tier Lee Shuer was thrown back, carving a long trench in the ground. Such power in a single punch. This guy is incredible. Are those two already down? I have to give it my all, or I don't stand a chance. Lee Shuer used all her strength to summon 1,000 ice wheels that hovered in the air. But this impressive display didn't faze Yu Wu. To control so many ice wheels at once is impressive. Is this your limit? It doesn't matter if you're Golden Lower or Star Diamond Tier. To me, you're the same. As he spoke, the thousands of ice wheels shot towards him, but with a casual flick of his wrist, he created a gust of wind that not only blocked them but also sent them flying back at Lee Shuer, cutting her and drawing blood. To disperse 1,000 ice wheels with a flick of his wrist, this is the power of a legendary tier? Just then, Yu Wu's eyes glowed red, and Lee Shuer, meeting his gaze, was trapped in an illusion, unable to move. A control skill based on his sheer presence? It's over. I'm done for. My story with my master has just begun, and it's already ending. But just as she despaired, a massive crimson aura descended from the sky, tearing up the ground. Through the smoke, Lee Shuer recognized the familiar presence. It's Master. Master has come to save me. From within the smoke, Lee Howren emerged, blocking Yu Wu's punch with a single hand. He had unlocked the full power of the Blood Fiend, but it would only last for 10 minutes. She is my woman. You will not touch her. Yu Wu was even more enraged. No wonder Lee Shuer was protecting you. So that's your relationship. But thanks to her, you've finally shown yourself. You're the one who killed my brother. Now I can avenge him. Lee Howren frowned. Revenge? I don't think that will be necessary. With that, he ripped off one of Yu Wu's arms, and blood gushed out. Yu Wu clutched his wound, screaming, "My arm!" Lee Shuer, seeing the gory scene, collapsed to the ground in shock. Lee Howren looked back at the trembling Lee Shuer and apologized. I was late, but she was both shocked and relieved. Master, I'm so glad you came to save me. He tossed Nicole a potion. Heal her first. My time is limited. I have to finish him off quickly. By now, Yu Wu had composed himself. You only managed to rip off my arm with a sneak attack, and you dare to speak of finishing me off? I was a genius who reached the legendary tier at the age of 13. A lowly creature like you will never understand my power. Open your eyes and see. A blinding red light enveloped him. When it faded, Yu Wu stood before them with a crimson scythe, 6 wings on his back, and his severed arm regenerated. At the age of 13, the man had awakened his 6-winged angel of slaughter form, but he had always been reluctant to transform because his scythe violated his sense of symmetry. However, losing an arm had finally made him cast aside his inhibitions. You dare to ruin my aesthetic. You will pay the price. Asymmetrical, lowly filth like you should be purged from this world. Lee Shuer could feel his killing intent rising. He clearly hadn't been using his full strength against her earlier. The system then issued an urgent mission. Kill the target within 5 minutes for a special reward. He hadn't expected even the system to be so eager for Yu Wu's death. Yu Wu swung his Soul Reaper scythe, launching 6 powerful slashes of killing intent, but Lee Howren didn't even try to dodge. The slashes hit him, kicking up a cloud of smoke, but when it cleared, he was completely unharmed. You call that a god-slaying attack? Let me show you what a real slash looks like. Lee Howren raised Bloodblade Bledsoe and brought it down. A torrent of blood-red energy in the shape of a crescent moon descended, splitting the earth. Yu Wu thought he had dodged it. Impressive power, but still not fast enough to catch me. But then, his left arm was suddenly severed, and blood gushed out. What? I'm sure I dodged it. Why? Lee Howren calmly explained. It was the sword's aura. You idiot. You like symmetry, don't you? I'm just helping you out. Realizing his opponent was far stronger than him, Yu Wu flew into the sky, pretending to flee. In an instant, he was a red dot in the distance. Lee Howren quickly gave chase. There's a time limit on killing you. You will die here today. Meanwhile, Yu Wu regenerated his lost limb. Idiot, you fell for it. You may be strong, but the sky is a different battlefield. My flight speed is unparalleled. This is where I can use my full power, and the Angel of Slaughter's power can regenerate my limbs. In the sky, I cannot lose. But as he was thinking, Lee Howren appeared behind him. What are you so proud of? He then slapped Yu across the face, shattering his glasses. With a dull thud, Yu's body fell from the sky like a meteor, crashing into the forest below. When the smoke cleared, there was a massive crater, and Yu was on the brink of death. My dad is the CEO of the Elite Center. You can't kill me. If I die, it will shake the higher-ups in J-City. They won't let you get away with this. This familiar line annoyed Lee Howren. You two really are brothers, always bringing up your dad when you're about to die. Do you think this is a schoolyard fight where you can cry for your parents? Unfortunately for you, only your death will bring me peace. As Lee Howren advanced with Bloodblade Bledsoe, he unleashed the wrath of the mournful moon, a torrent of blood that slammed into Yu, creating a bottomless pit in the ground and instantly leveling Lee Howren up 5 times. Notifications of level-ups flooded in. Lee Schwer was in awe. So strong. Master defeated Yu, a legendary tier opponent, without breaking a sweat. Nicole was also amazed. For Lord Howren, this is just another day at the office. Lee Howren had reached level 36 and unlocked a new skill, Blood Torrent, a powerful forward-facing blast of blood whose form could change depending on the weapon used. The reward for killing his target also arrived, a consumable called Mini Blood Moon, which created a blood moon for 1 hour, doubling the stats of all blood race creatures. After finishing the fight, Lee Howren landed and checked on Lee Schwer and Nicole. Just as Lee Schwer was about to thank him for the healing potion, Nicole beat her to it, throwing herself into his arms. Don't worry, my lord. Sister Schwer and I are fine. With you here, nothing bad can happen. Lee Howren looked at Lee Schwer. Given the situation, if you go back to J-City, you'll still be targeted by the Elite Center. You might as well come with me. But she refused. I want to be with you, master, but the time isn't right. The death of the legendary tier Yu will surely shake J-City, and the higher-ups will take action against you. If I stay, I can gather intelligence for you. Right now, only the Elite Center sees you as an enemy. If I leave with you, the Red Citadel will also become your enemy. I don't want to make more enemies for you out of selfishness. Lee Howren was surprised that she was still thinking of him at a time like this. In that case, you must protect yourself. If you're in danger, come find me immediately. I'll protect you. Meanwhile, in a private sanatorium in B-City, the CEO of the Elite Center, Yu Tianxiong, was coughing violently, spitting blood onto a tissue. Has it gotten this bad? Lying around in this damn sanatorium will be the end of me, and my heart is racing. This doesn't feel right. I have to get back to the Elite Center immediately. A few days later, news of Yu's death spread throughout J-City. Yu Tianxiong, having returned to the Elite Center, was devastated. To avenge his beloved son, he convened a special meeting through the Evolved Association, gathering the most powerful evolved groups in J-City. The Supreme Tier evolved from the association's branch. Zhao Yifei spoke first. Everyone has probably heard about what's been happening at the Elite Center. Several high-ranking evolved have been killed, including the Golden Upper Tier Yu1 and the legendary Tier Yu. The prime suspect is the beast that appeared during the recent magical energy spike. You are all the pillars of our J-City. What are your thoughts on how we should proceed? Yu Tianxiong shot up, veins bulging. Of course, we gather all the top evolved in the city to form an elite squad. We'll tear J-City apart if we have to, but we will find that beast and avenge my son. But Bai Lillian from the Sunwan group disagreed. Use our people to avenge your son? Has your illness made you senile? High-level evolved are precious resources for every group. If our people die in this operation, will you take responsibility? I won't risk the lives of my subordinates. Lu Jingyi from the Justice Guild interjected. Brother Bai, that's not the right way to look at it. With great power comes great responsibility. Muscle-bound idiot. Bai Lillian thought. How dare you call me brother? Lu Jingyi believed that those in high positions had a duty to protect J-City. I cannot coexist with evil. Our guild will give its all to hunt down this beast. Li Hongping from the Red Citadel praised Lu Jingyi's spirit but added, this opponent can't be defeated with passion alone. I've been to the site of the battle between Yu and the beast. There wasn't a single drop of the beast's blood. Among those present, besides Zhao Yifei, who could kill a legendary tier like Yu without a scratch? This beast's power is unfathomable, at least tier 8 or even tier 9. So far, it seems only people from the Elite Center have been killed by it. Is it possible that it's only targeting the Elite Center? These words angered Yu Tianxiong. Old woman, what are you implying? Your subordinate, Li Schwer, was present at the scene of both my son's deaths. Your Red Citadel is highly suspicious. Could this beast be connected to you? Seeing them about to argue, Zhao Yifei intervened. Alright, stop fighting. I understand your positions. We have too little information about this beast, and acting rashly is too risky. I will report the situation to the association headquarters and request 2 more Supreme Tier Evolved to be sent to J-City. Until then, no one is to act rashly. Yu Tianxiong was not satisfied. Supreme Tier Evolved are rare and usually busy. By the time headquarters coordinates their schedules and sends them here, it will be at least a month. I can't wait that long. If we gather all the Evolved in the city, we have a chance to eliminate it. Why not try? But Zhao Yifei gave him a cold look. I hear you've been quite ill. You should go home and rest. Li Howren was studying his followers' panels. I don't have much time. I have to get stronger before the Evolved of J-City find me. First, I'll max out all my followers' affinity to unlock their mysterious rewards and exclusive equipment. Extremely sensitive special skin. Did I cause that with the cucumber? Benchita's sensitive skin is more interesting. I'll start with her. With a thought, a curvaceous woman appeared in a magic circle. My lord, this doesn't look like a place for battle. Why have have you summoned me to this wilderness?" Lee Howard extended his hand and smiled. "The night is long, and I can't sleep. I was hoping you would join me for a walk. Would you do me the honor?" The banshee blushed. What do you mean? Are you propositioning me?" Lee Howard didn't answer directly and just took her hand. "Let's go." The banshee's heart raced. "I will follow your arrangements, Lord Howard." It was the first time she had held hands with a man, and she could feel his warmth spreading from his palm into her. The system notified her that her affinity had risen to 58%. Lee Howard was pleased. Just holding hands raised it so much. He needed to step things up. He led her through a field of reeds, the soft stalks brushing against her ample rear. She couldn't help but sway her hips. "Why are there so many reeds? They're making me so sensitive. Why did my lord choose to walk here? These reeds are like his hands, constantly caressing my body." Soon, notifications of her rising affinity popped up. She begged him, "There are too many reeds here. They're making my body feel stranger and stranger. If this continues, I don't think I can take it." Lee Howard hadn't expected her to be so sensitive. The last time he had to unsummon her because of it. He needed to do something, or it would happen again. So, he picked her up and carried her on his back. "Now the reeds can't touch you. You can rest on my back for a bit." But she still trembled. "The reeds can't touch me now, but my body is pressed so tightly against yours. With every step you take, our bodies rub together. It's much more stimulating than the reeds." Before long, her affinity had risen to 95%. "I'm at my limit. Any more and I'll lose my composure. Please forgive me, my lord. I must leave." This time, Lee Howard was determined to get her affinity to 100%, so he laid her down on the grass. The banshee thought he was going to make his move. "I'm so itchy and hot right now. I can't walk with you anymore." But Lee Howard told her there was something important they still had to do, and he couldn't let her leave yet. Her heart pounded. Is he going to force himself on me? But we don't have enough of an emotional connection yet. Isn't this too fast? It would be nice to build more of a bond with him first, but since it's Lord Howard's request, I have no reason to refuse. As she was lost in thought, Lee Howard gently lifted her chin. "You don't have to force yourself, Benshida. You are the first follower I brought from the arena, an important partner. Relax. I just said I wanted you to take a walk with me." Hearing this, the banshee was both disappointed and ashamed. "I guess I'm just too lewd after all." Lee Howard apologized. "I knew your skin was sensitive, yet I insisted on bringing you here. The truth is, my life used to be very difficult. Whenever I was stressed and exhausted, I like to come to the lakeside alone to look at the scenery. The calm water soothes my emotions and gives me the courage to carry on." The banshee had never imagined that the mighty blood fiend had a vulnerable side. "He's opening up to me. This feels just like we're a couple, so I hold such a special place in his heart." At that moment, the banshee's affinity shot up to 100%. Just an accidental brush against the man's back was enough to max out her affinity, unlocking a new mysterious reward for him, the Crimson Castle. It was a fortress exclusive to the Fiend Lord that could be built in the sky and would heal him and his followers. This was clearly a home base and a place to nurture his forces, a great long-term reward, but he desperately needed combat power right now. He then activated Soul Resonance, and a necklace materialized from the banshee's chest, Benshida's spirit necklace. It greatly increased spirit and resistance to abnormal statuses, with a chance to nullify magic attacks, a chance that doubled against control-type magic. Lee Howard examined it, amazed at how effective it would be against magic-based enemies. He then praised her warmly. "This is the exclusive equipment born from our soul resonance. This skill only works when our souls are in harmony and our hearts are connected. Thank you for this." The banshee blushed, thinking, "No wonder my chest felt like it was electrified, a tingling sensation running through me. My soul just gave birth to his child, didn't it?" Lee Howard looked out at the lake, thinking, "Next, I'll continue to challenge the Blood Prison Arena, get more followers, and max out their affinity as quickly as possible. If I can get Apex Blood again, I won't have to fear the Elite Center's encirclement. Even if I'm unlucky, I can still leave and use the Crimson Castle to establish my own territory." As he was thinking, the banshee suddenly hugged him from behind. He asked, a bit embarrassed, "Benshida, what's wrong?" She was no longer reserved. "I never knew I held such a special place in your heart, my lord. You are the one I have been waiting for. You said our souls are in harmony and our hearts are connected. Doesn't that mean we are destined for each other? I have already born your child on a spiritual level, so shouldn't our physical bodies follow suit?" Her words were suggestive, and Lee Howard's heart raced. He knew she was completely smitten. She walked towards him, step by step, until her lips finally felt the warmth of the Fiend Lord's body. 2.5 hours later, the banshee lay exhausted on the grass, trembling. She had received the essence of the Blood Fiend, and her beast rank had advanced to Tier 5 middle. However, this effect only worked once per follower. She praised Lee Howard for his prowess, not only giving her an unparalleled experience but also helping her break through her limits. But then she quickly retreated, saying she couldn't handle the after effects. Lee Howard realized her sensitive skin was a major problem that needed to be overcome, or it would become a fatal weakness in battle. He looked at the moon. It was still early. He could use the moonlight to fight a match in the arena. He entered the Blood Prison Arena's preparation room through the system, chose a jade gourd that could heal him 3 times, and selected the Adventurer's Journey buff. In these critical times, he had to get stronger as quickly as possible, even if it meant taking risks for higher rewards. He then entered the arena with 3 pieces of exclusive equipment. The champion of the 3rd level was the indomitable warrior of the plains, combining speed and defense, the holy knight of the sun and moon, the tier 5 beast, the centaur centaur. The centaur was polite at first. You have some skill to have defeated the flame witch Balrog, but against me, you have no chance. Lee Howren sneered. A female centaur? This is the first time I've seen one. A rare species. Indeed, but you're a bit too arrogant, don't you think? His words instantly enraged her. If you don't believe me, then prove it. Show me what you've got. Lee Howren was then afflicted with the taunt status, forcing him to attack the target for a period of time. He felt his body move on its own, unleashing a torrent of blood-red slashes. The centaur raised her sun god's shield, creating a protective barrier that absorbed the full force of his attack. A single move has almost fully charged my sun god's shield. His attack power is incredible. Keep it coming. Don't stop. Hit me with all you've got. Lee Howren, unaware of the shield's special effect, thought the female centaur was just being arrogant and, under the influence of the taunt, madly slashed at her barrier. It wasn't until a system notification popped up that he snapped out of it. Abnormal status resistance activated. Taunt duration has been reduced. Regaining his senses, Lee Howren immediately retreated several paces, thinking, this centaur's shield is incredibly tough. Even with the blood blade and the nighttime attack bonus, I can't break it. The centaur was surprised. The taunt's duration isn't over yet. Does he have a way to resist crowd control? This could be tricky, but it doesn't matter. His attack power is astonishing. Even though the taunt was short, my silver moon lance is fully charged. She slammed the butt of her lance on the ground, and a powerful shockwave of energy radiated outwards, sending Lee Howren flying more than 10 meters back. He landed and stabilized himself, feeling that although the energy blast was powerful, it contained a lot of his own aura. I see. She uses taunt to force me to attack her shield, then the shield absorbs my energy and transfers it to her lance, using my own power against me. So, does that mean the higher my damage, the higher hers becomes? With that thought, Lee Howren threw his blood blade away. If he was taunted again, he would instinctively unleash a torrent of slashes, powering up the centaur's attacks. The centaur tried to provoke him. Are you giving up already? How boring. Keep attacking. Hit me hard. I haven't even felt anything yet. As she used her taunt skill again, Lee Howren was forced to attack her shield, but this time, he used his fists. The centaur finally understood his strategy. No wonder you abandoned your weapon. You're trying to lower your own damage output so that you can't charge my silver moon lance during the short taunt duration. To figure out my abilities and come up with a counter strategy on our first encounter. Impressive insight. But I'm a tier 5 beast for a reason, and it's not just for my impenetrable defense. She then charged forward with her lance, the tip piercing Lee Howren's chest. As blood sprayed, she mocked him. What can a warrior do without his weapon? But Lee Howren grabbed the lance's shaft and sneered. Who told you that someone who uses a sword is necessarily a warrior? As he finished speaking, the skilled blood prison burial activated instantly. The splattered blood danced in the air, stretching into long, crimson tentacles that shot towards the centaur. With her sun god's shield lost, the centaur was immediately bound hand and foot, her body tied up with a technique that rivaled those from a certain island nation. Were you planning this from the start? All your previous moves were just a setup to bait me into attacking. You're clever, but your moves are a bit too shameless, don't you think? Lee Howren pulled out the silver moon lance and said, you think I'm on the 3rd level, but I'm actually on the 5th. Without your shield, you can't use that barrier, can you? He then flashed onto the centaur's back. I only changed the form of my skill because I intended to make you my follower, otherwise you'd already be riddled with holes. Since you're a centaur, let me be the one to tame you. This mounted position even made the referee exclaim, incredible. Lee Howren has physically restrained the centaur centaur. But why am I blushing? The centaur trembled, realizing she had fallen into his trap. This is the first time someone has ridden on my back, and a man at that. His body is pressed so tightly against me. I can't break free. This feeling is so strange, painful, yet exciting. Any more of this and I'll suffocate. I can't just wait here. I have to fight back. Thinking this, the centaur began to gallop wildly around the arena. If you don't let go, we're both going down together. But Lee Howren's goal was to subdue her, so he tightened his grip and choked her until she passed out. Soon, the lack of blood flow to her brain caused the centaur to temporarily lose consciousness. After winning the 3rd arena match, Lee Howren drank from his jade gourd to restore a small amount of health. Though he was injured, he had succeeded. With the adventurer's journey buff, the reward should be more generous this time. The system then notified him of an increase in his defense and a 6% damage reduction. It asked if he wanted to challenge the 4th level. If he continued, his equipment and buffs would remain. Thinking he still had 2 more heals from the gourd and could continue to benefit from the adventure bonus, he decisively chose to challenge the 4th level of the blood prison arena. The unconscious centaur vanished, and the announcer called for the 4th level's champion. Lee Howren felt that he hadn't been able to fully utilize his blood blade in the last fight due to the centaur's abilities and hoped to put it to good use this time. But as he was thinking, massive octopus tentacles shot out from the gateway, which he promptly sliced into pieces. Attacking before you even make an entrance? Someone's impatient. As countless thick tentacles unfurled, a woman with 3 eyes emerged. I can't help it. Your aura is too alluring. The moment I saw you, I couldn't control myself. How should I play with you to make it most exciting? Faced with a tentacle monster even more kinky than himself, Lee Howren decided she needed some serious discipline. discipline, but the creature slithered away from his slash and then launched a sneak attack with numerous tentacles from the side. Who's disciplining whom? That's yet to be decided. Lee Howren was suspended in midair as tentacles slammed into the ground below. When the dust cleared, he had already flashed a great distance away. You think you can discipline me with just that? You're dreaming. The tentacles that had burrowed into the ground then shot up from where he was standing, attempting to envelop him. Is she trying to lock down my movement with her high-speed tentacles? In that moment of distraction, the tentacles bound his limbs. Damn it, her previous attack was just a diversion. I fell for it. The tentacle monster trembled with excitement. I've finally caught you. How should I torture you? Just thinking about it gets me so worked up. These were no ordinary tentacles. They were coated in a potent venom that caused the victim to lose 0.5% of their maximum health per second for 60 seconds. Lee Howren could feel his life draining away. This is bad. Her tentacles are highly toxic. At this rate, I'll be dead in less than 2 minutes. The tentacle monster declared that he had already lost. My tentacles are covered in countless tiny suckers that will attach to your skin and continuously release a powerful toxin. However, if you're willing to call me big sister, I might just spare you. But as she spoke, an ecstatic sensation shot through her nerves. It turned out Lee Howren had taken the opportunity to bite one of her tentacles, completing his daily quest and gaining a point in strength. In the moment she slackened her grip, he used Crimson Flash to break free. The tentacle monster blushed. How uncivilized. Using your mouth. You hurt me. Big sister's getting angry now. After a few pants, she realized Lee Howren had vanished. He had activated Blood Stealth and taken a second swig from his jade gourd, restoring his health to 49%. Her poisonous tentacles are tricky. One hit and I lose 30% of my health, and I only have one heal left. If this drags on, I'll definitely lose. The tentacle monster, unable to see her enemy, grew anxious. Is he using stealth to look for an opening? Which way will he attack from? The left, the right, or from above? Suddenly, a sharp blood spike erupted from the ground, grazing her prized assets and drawing blood. Countless more spikes followed, continuously stabbing at her. At first, she managed to dodge with her lower body tentacles, but soon Lee Howren began to predict her movements. As a dense thicket of blood spikes burst from the ground, the beautiful tentacle monster's lower half was pinned to the floor. You really don't hold back, do you? You have no sense of chivalry. Now I'm really getting angry. But Lee Howren then materialized behind her. Chivalry? That's for after I've subdued you. He swung his blood blade, and a powerful wave of energy instantly severed all the tentacles on her lower body, sending her tumbling to the ground and inflicting a bleeding status that drained her health every second. She had lost her initial arrogance. Damn you! How dare you do this to my body? I will never forgive you. Lee Howren, also poisoned, was down to 39% health. Tier 5 beasts are no joke. This poison alone has given me a lot of trouble. He took another drink from his gourd, restoring 15% of his health. The tentacle monster dragged herself backward, her blood staining the arena floor. Lee Howren raised his sword. Without your precious tentacles, what can you possibly do? Your fate is sealed. The tentacle monster feigned surrender. Please, wait. I was blind before. I know I was wrong. Just kidding. A purple light shot from the third eye on her forehead. Fortunately, his exclusive necklace activated, nullifying the demon eye blast. Benshita's spirit necklace has activated, immunizing you from this magic attack. The tentacle monster was bewildered. Her skill had just vanished. Though Lee Howren was unharmed, this sneak attack had thoroughly enraged him. The monster tried to beg again. This time I really mean it. I surrender. But before she could finish, he swung his blood blade again, severely wounding her chest. I can't trust a word you say. You'll require some strict discipline in the future. Seeing that the tentacle monster was incapacitated, the commentator promptly declared Lee Howren the winner. He received 3 rewards: increased poison resistance and the guardian skill, tentacle strangulation. He hadn't expected to get this skill. It was a pleasant surprise that made the adventurer's journey buff well worth it. The commentator then informed him that a boss-level champion appears every 5 levels in the arena. These bosses are extremely dangerous, and the difficulty increases exponentially. The next champion is the legendary beast, Medusa the Gorgon. You'd better be fully prepared before you challenge her, or the consequences will be dire. Lee Howren thanked Sally for the warning and promptly exited the arena. The next morning, Nicole had been applying medicine to Lee Howren's wounds all night, but he felt it was unnecessary since he had already drunk a health potion. Nicole insisted, saying his perfect body couldn't be left with a single scar. It was the first time she had seen him so injured, and it pained her deeply. Lee Howren understood her feelings, but getting hurt was a normal part of getting stronger. To survive in this world, you have to risk everything to become more powerful. Meanwhile, at the sanatorium, Yu Tianxiong was talking to a female nurse. By the time reinforcements from the association's supreme tier evolved arrive, it'll be too late. Since it's not happening to them, those bastards don't care. I don't have much time left. If I can't avenge my sons, I won't be able to rest in peace. The nurse replied, there are several hot-blooded evolved guilds in J City, aren't there? I might have a way to persuade them to join you. I'm your private doctor from B City. Almost no one here knows me or my methods. To avenge his 2 dead sons, the old man enlisted the help of his star diamond upper rank private doctor, but the doctor had her eyes on his inheritance. She pointed out that with both of the elite center's young masters gone, she hoped he would add her name to his will after after she helped him. Night fell. At a checkpoint for the Justice Guild, the doctor, Liu Yao, was acting suspiciously, attracting the guards' attention. A very fierce beast has appeared recently. Our guild master, Liu Jingyi, has ordered us to stand guard here. No one is allowed to leave the city without permission. But as he spoke, Liu Yao's hair extended, piercing the bodies of all the guards within 10 paces and stringing them up in the air. Soon, their bodies shriveled, as if all their nutrients had been sucked out. I'm sorry, I didn't want to do this, but that old man doesn't have many days left, and his inheritance is just too vast for me to resist. This vial contains a special concoction I made based on the beast's aura from the second young master's body. With my skills, no one will be able to tell the difference. If I pour this here, it will look like another tragic incident caused by that beast. Yu Tianxiong, you're mine for the taking. Over the next few days, Liu Yao repeated this tactic, attacking checkpoints of several guilds and using the concoction to frame Li Haoren. These incidents drew the attention of the legendary middle rank Liu Jingyi. It's this aura, the same as the beast that killed Yuan and Yu Wu. This is a blatant provocation against our Justice Guild. I will not forgive you. Another guild leader, Luo Xian of the Heavy Metal Girls, was also despondent. She had just managed to form a group, and now they had all been wiped out in one night. What's the point of being a leader of a one-person group now? If I don't kill you, I'm not fit to be human. Meanwhile, Bai Lilian of the Sunlan group was reviewing the reports. The guards at so many checkpoints have been turned into dried corpses, and the beast's aura was present at every scene. Although the evidence points to the same beast, he only targeted the elite center before. Something feels off. Elsewhere, Li Shuer was practicing yoga, trying to master more interesting positions. My master wouldn't attack J-City's checkpoints without reason. This is ridiculous. But just then, her mother walked in. You haven't practiced yoga in a long time. Is something troubling you? Li Shuer was surprised. What are you doing here? You haven't visited me in years. Li Hongping apologized. I'm sorry. I've always hidden your identity from the public. I've been too busy with work and have neglected you. The beast you encountered has been causing trouble in J-City again, and I was worried about you, so I came to see you. Li Shuer quickly explained. It couldn't have been him. It doesn't make any sense. He has nothing to gain from doing that. Li Hongping was suspicious. How can you judge a beast's actions with human logic? From your tone, it sounds like you know him well. Are you too close? Li Shuer acted unnaturally. No, of course not. How could I be close to a beast? I was just lucky to escape from him. Li Hongping saw right through her daughter's lie. You're a terrible liar. You know what I'm capable of, don't you? Li Shuer finally understood. You didn't come to see me at all. You came to investigate the beast. I'm just a child who isn't even worthy of an identity. No matter how hard I work, I'll never get your attention. Li Hongping looked at her daughter. Isn't it better that I came to you rather than the Evolved Association or Yu Tianxiong? I'm protecting you. She then activated her ability, viewing everything that had happened between Li Shuer and Li Haoren, including some very not safe for work scenes. Despite her age, Li Hongping blushed, remarking on how wild young people are these days. When she finished, Li Shuer slowly regained her senses. You saw everything, didn't you? How could you pry into my memories without my consent? Li Hongping apologized but said she clearly remembered the name Li Haoren belonged not to a beast, but to a dead man. Some time ago, there was an incident with an elite center suppression squad. A hired porter died. I happened to see the report at the association. The dead porter's name was Li Haoren, and his photo is identical to the Lord Haoren in your memories. And didn't he ask you for information on the elite center? He then systematically took revenge on the survivors of that incident. That's enough to prove they are the same person. An ordinary, unevolved human transformed into a powerful beast in just a few days, while retaining his human personality. It's incredible. It would be more accurate to say he's a human with the power of a beast. Shuer, I think you did the right thing. He revealed himself last time to save you from Yu Wu. This time, our Red Citadel must do everything in its power to protect him. Perhaps the fate of our Red Citadel will change because of him. Nicole had led Li Haoren to a cave teeming with demonic energy. It was clearly a good place to level up, but it was too dark inside. Nicole said she could barely see, but thanks to his Knight's Embrace ability, Li Haoren was unaffected and even received a bonus. However, he was there not just to level up himself, but also to train his team. He activated the Victor's Pact, summoning the Centaur Centaur, the Mimic Tentacle Monster Bide, and the Flame Witch Balrog. He told the Flame Witch to hurry up. He had summoned her to be their light source. The Flame Witch looked at the fire on her tail, angered. I am a mighty Flame Witch, and you want me to be your lamp? Are you kidding me? I refuse. You're not the one who beat me in the arena. A notification popped up. Follower Balrog's affinity is too low and her dissatisfaction is high. Please subdue her immediately. Seeing this, Li Haoren understood. No wonder your affinity is so low. You're still sore about your loss. It seems I'll have to teach you a lesson. He then charged at her, reaching for a sensitive spot. The Flame Witch dodged with a backflip. Where do you think you're touching? She then summoned a massive fireball and threw it at him. In this narrow cave, you have nowhere to run. I'll definitely win this time. But Li Haoren used Crimson Flash to appear behind her. What nonsense are you talking about? Before she could react, he sprouted 7 or 8 tentacles from his back and bound her limbs. You've lost again. Do you submit now? The suckers on the tentacles made the Flame Witch tremble, raising her affinity to 50%. She began to yield. I was wrong. Your subordinate Balrog, pledge my loyalty to Lord Haoren. With the source of light, they proceeded deeper into the cave. cave. Li Haoran felt a bit uncomfortable as the succubus and the tentacle monster clung to his arms, saying they felt safer close to him. They eventually reached a large chamber filled with beast skeletons, with several paths branching off. The centaur asked, "Lord Haoran, there's a fork in the road. Should we split up?" But Li Haoran didn't think the paths were for them. All these tunnels lead back to this chamber, which is filled with the remains of other animals and beasts. This must be a place where a predator traps and eats its prey. They're all hiding in the tunnels, watching us. Centaur, use your taunt to draw them all out, and then we'll wipe them out in one go. The centaur immediately activated her taunt skill, shouting at the cowardly beasts hiding in the dark, "Come out and fight me if you have the guts." Instantly, thousands of spiders poured out from the tunnels, a terrifying sight. The centaur, with her shield up, continued to taunt them. "Keep coming, all of you. You're a disappointment." A few minutes later, her shield was completely covered in spiders, forming a small mound. Li Haoran then gave the command, "Now, kill all the spiders at once." The succubus, the tentacle monster, and the flame which all unleashed their area of effect skills, instantly annihilating all the spiders. A flood of level up notifications appeared, and Li Haoran reached level 36, unlocking a new skill, Demon's Hand, which could remotely grab enemies or objects. Despite the massive experience gain, Li Haoran frowned. With so many small spiders, there had to be a large spider queen, but she wasn't affected by the taunt. Where could she be hiding? The tunnels are too small for her. Could she be above us? He looked up and saw a hideous spider maw dripping green liquid. He immediately shouted a warning for everyone to get back. A torrent of green liquid poured down, but thankfully, no one was hit. The ground where it landed sizzled and corroded from the strong acid. To wipe out the nest of small spiders in one go, the tentacle monster recognized it as a strong acid venom, a single drop of which would cause excruciating pain. Li Haoran sized up the spider queen. It was a tier 6 lower beast, comparable to a star diamond rank evolved. He knew he couldn't have defeated it alone. He activated his newly acquired skill, Demon's Hand, and tendrils of bloody energy wrapped around the spider queen's limbs like bandages. With a sharp pull, he dragged the massive creature to the ground. "She's down. Everyone, attack now. A tier 6 beast is tough. We need to weaken it as much as possible." The man and his 4 female followers unleashed their strongest attacks. The centaur's silver moon lance was fully charged, but just as she confidently thought it would pierce the spider queen's body, the creature easily caught the lance head with its fangs. The centaur was dumbfounded. That was a fully charged silver moon lance. She caught it with just her mouth. The spider queen unfurled its 8 legs, roared, and flung the lance back, then spat out incredibly tough webs that completely immobilized the centaur. Nicole was also caught. "This is disgusting. This sticky stuff has me completely trapped. I was too careless. Once you're caught in its web, it's over. What do I do? It's turning its attention to me. Did it sense that I'm the lowest level here? Is it trying to use me as a weak point?" Just as the spider queen raised its claw to strike Nicole, there was a sharp crack. Nicole cautiously opened one eye to see that her beloved fiend lord had severed the spider's claw, but the spider queen's blood was also acidic, and it sizzled as it splattered on Li Haoran's clothes. He then thought of a better strategy. A hexagram appeared above the spider queen's head. The graceful figure of the banshee descended, and the continuous wail of Alpha echoed through the cave. Although it couldn't make the spider queen self-destruct from fear, the constant interference would gradually weaken its resistance. But just as he thought he had succeeded, the spider queen let out a cry and unleashed a shower of poison acid. Li Haoran immediately ordered the flame witch to burn away the webs, freeing Nicole and the others, who then took cover behind the centaur's shield. He then used his poison resistance from the arena and ordered the tentacle monster to join him in an all-out assault. Bide, being a poison type herself, only felt a slight sting from the splattering venom. Together, they managed to stack 3 layers of bleeding effect on the spider queen with Li Haoran's blood blade. He felt that this was going better than his fight with the tentacle monster in the arena. Now he had both abnormal status resistance and poison resistance, which greatly reduced the duration and damage of the poison. But the spider queen went berserk, curling into a ball and using the wounds on its body as weapons, rolling towards Li Haoran while spraying acid venom. It crashed into the cave wall, leaving a large dent and causing the rock to sizzle. Li Haoran managed to escape by using blood stealth and hiding behind the creature. But strangely, the spider queen suddenly turned towards him. A chill ran down his spine. Did it see me? This thing lives in a dark cave. It doesn't rely on its eyes, so my blood stealth is useless. At that critical moment, the spider queen suddenly stopped moving. The banshee's continuous wail of Alpha had finally taken effect, and the target was now in a state of confusion. The tentacle monster seized the opportunity, wrapping all of the spider queen's limbs with her tentacles and releasing her own poison, causing it to lose a small amount of health every second. "Fiend Lord, don't worry about me. Octopuses can regenerate. Hit her with everything you've got right here." Li Haoran activated Blood Prison Burial, and countless blood spikes erupted from the ground, turning the creature into a pincushion. The venom splattered onto the tentacle monster, making her cry out in pain. Seeing that the spider queen was still alive and trying to break free, Li Haoran used Demon's Hand to pull its pinned body upwards. With a sharp tug of his left hand, the creature's flesh was sliced into pieces by the blood spikes and scattered across the ground. A flood of level up notifications appeared, and Li Haoran reached level 42, 2. Unlocking a new skill, Wrath of Cain. When his health is below 10% and he is under moonlight, he enters a primal vampire state, resetting all skill cooldowns and going into a berserker rage. After defeating the Spider Queen, Lee Howard noticed that the centaurs and the Flame Witch's affinity had risen to 70%, while the tentacle monster's was nearly maxed out. At that moment, the tentacle monster couldn't hold back any longer and rushed towards him. Master, didn't you say you would reward me after we beat the Spider Queen? The time has come. Give it to me, right here. Lee Howard was stunned. An octopus in heat? She's really desperate. But the succubus interrupted them. This is not the time for that. You can regenerate, but Lord Howard can't. We need to cure his poison and restore his health first. The tentacle monster, flustered, replied, You're right. I was just so excited about the reward. I got carried away. If my lord eats my tentacles, he can gain my regenerative ability. It won't last long, but it's enough to heal the flesh corroded by the acid. Lee Howard looked at the offered tentacle, hesitant. Don't your tentacle suckers have poison? Won't I be poisoned if I eat this? She reassured him. It's fine as long as I don't actively release the venom. Please, enjoy, my lord. Hearing this, he no longer hesitated and took a bite. The mix of pain and pleasure made the tentacle monster cry out, causing the other followers to blush. Is this method really appropriate? It seems a bit intimate. Even if it can cure his wounds, her motives are definitely not pure. Seeing the effectiveness of the tentacles, the succubus and the banshee were eager to join in. The tentacle monster didn't refuse. You guys are such a handful. Since everyone is more or less injured, let's all eat together. After some time, everyone's injuries had healed, but they all began to feel strange. Even Lee Howard felt his blood rushing and his heart racing. The tentacle monster then shyly explained the reason. I forgot to mention, this method has a small side effect. For a short time, everyone will be influenced by my emotions. Lee Howard finally understood. No wonder my body is getting hotter and I'm feeling excited. It's your influence. If even I'm feeling this way, then Nicole and the others must be. He glanced at his blushing followers. The banshee looked resentful. I'm a key support for you, my lord, aren't I? I worked hard in that battle, crying from beginning to end until my throat was sore. Shouldn't I get a reward too? The succubus chimed in. Although I was a hindrance this time, I'll try harder next time. So could you please encourage me? The flame witch was not to be outdone. Besides, my lord, I dealt the most damage. If we're talking about rewards, it should start with me. But the tentacle monster pushed her way to the front. Don't listen to them. Without me, how would you all have resisted the acid? Besides, you promised to reward me first, so it should start with me. But Lee Howard's voice turned stern. It seems you've all forgotten your place. I am your master. I'll reward whomever I please. All of you, come at once. After the followers had endured their fiend lord's frantic output, the flame witch Balrog and the mimic tentacle monster by its affinity reached 100%, and they both broke through their class limits. The succubus and the banshee were still recovering. He seems even stronger than last time. Lord Howard is truly unfathomable. Only the centaur had watched the whole show from the side. Why did you all get rewards while I could only watch? The man then activated two mysterious rewards: a humanoid puppet that could take a fatal blow in his place, and a one-time execution authority that could behead a target regardless of their strength. Although Lee Howard didn't get apex blood this time, the ability to eliminate an enemy's strongest combatant was extremely useful. The system then asked if he wanted to perform soul resonance with his two new maxed-out followers. Lee Howard seized every opportunity to become stronger and immediately confirmed. A flame erupted from the flame witch's chest, making her feel invigorated. Balrog's flame cloak appeared before him, granting a large amount of defense and stamina, reducing fire damage by 50% and having a chance to inflict a burn status on attackers. At the same time, a purple light shone from the tentacle monster's chest, and a brilliant earring appeared, Bite's venomous earring, which greatly increased spirit and intelligence and had a chance to poison any target he injured. Lee Howard equipped all 5 pieces of exclusive gear from his followers, and a powerful energy surged from within him. With this equipment and my followers, I dare to face the elite center now, even without apex blood. After leaving the spider cave, he raided several more beast nests, continuing to level up as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Yu Tianxiong of the elite center, ignoring the Evolved Association's orders, had joined forces with the Justice Guild and several other evolved organizations to conduct a massive purge of beasts within a 100-mile radius of J City. They slaughtered every beast they encountered. The dying Yu Tianxiong was holding on by a thread, driven by the desire to avenge his 2 sons with his own hands. News of this soon reached Li Shuer. That old fool Yu Tianxiong dared to defy the association's ban and bring so many people to cause trouble for my master. How dare he? She immediately got in her car to warn Lee Howard. I can't let him succeed. I have to find my master before he does. I can't let them ambush him. A few hours later, Yu Tianxiong and Lu Yao stumbled upon the succubus village. I can faintly sense that beast's aura here, and it's not far from where young Master Yuan and Jingjia had their incident. This village is highly suspicious. Even if the beast isn't here, it's likely connected to this village. What should we do now? Yu Tianxiong would rather kill the innocent than let the guilty escape. Kill them. Leave no one alive. I'll let you taste the pain of losing someone you cherish. He pointed, and the clouds parted as massive meteors rained down on the succubus village like flaming stars. Buildings crumbled like fragile blocks, and flames erupted, quickly spreading and engulfing engulfing the entire village in chaos and fire. They immediately abandoned the village and fled. Countless succubi poured out. One particularly well-endowed succubus couldn't keep up and fell, twisting her ankle. Something's wrong. Why are the meteors only falling on the village? This doesn't seem like a natural disaster. Is someone attacking us? Just then, several figures emerged from the smoke. It's a village of succubi. Unbelievable. I've never seen so many of them before. This is exciting. Such a shame. They're so hot. But mister, you ordered us to kill them all, so I have no choice. But as the man spoke, snowflakes began to fall from the sky. Why is it snowing at a time like this? As they wondered, Li Shuer whispered, "Bloom, flowers of ice." The snowflakes in the air instantly bloomed, killing the 3 golden middle rank evolved on the spot. The succubus was stunned. Such powerful ice flowers. They defeated those guys in an instant, but we don't have any powerful ice users in our village. Who saved me? Has Lord Harem returned? Just then, Li Shuer appeared. The same tail and wings as you. This is Nicole's succubus village. It seems you are all my master's subordinates. Don't worry, I am a friend of Lord Harem and Nicole. As long as I'm here, you will be safe. If my master isn't home, then I will protect his village. Li Shuer, who had been hiding and attacking from the shadows, then revealed herself and unleashed her frigid power, extinguishing all the flames in the village. On a nearby cliff, Lu Yao was stunned. Isn't that Li Shuer from the Red Citadel? She really is involved with the beast, but her file says she's only golden lower rank. Is she really this strong? Yu Tianxiong sneered. No matter how strong she is, she's still a traitor. Li Shuer looked up at the various guilds on the cliff. Don't be fooled by that old man from the elite center. The one who has been causing all the trouble in J City isn't the beast here, but Yu Tianxiong himself. He's just using you to help him get revenge for his sons. You've all been manipulated. Hearing this, Lu Jingyi from behind her questioned it. What does she mean? I defied the association's ban and brought my men to hunt down this beast because I trusted you. You owe me an explanation. But Yu Tianxiong was firm. You don't believe me. Who is trying to eliminate the beast, but you believe a traitor who is siding with it? Are you an idiot, brother? Li Shuer continued to shout. Our Red Citadel has already reported your illegal activities to the Evolved Association, as well as the suspicious circumstances surrounding the attacks on the J-City checkpoints. The association's Zhao Weifei is on her way here now. If you continue to act recklessly, you will be held accountable by the association. Lu Yao quickly interrupted her. This woman is just trying to stall for time. Don't listen to her. She has no evidence, and someone who sides with a beast cannot be trusted. Everyone, kill her. Yu Tianxiong roared. She is an accomplice to the murder of my son, a criminal of J-City. You don't have to tell me. I want her dead. A powerful energy erupted from his body, and the clouds above parted as lightning flashed. A massive meteor, larger than the entire village, began to descend rapidly. Li Shuer was stunned. This meteor is huge. If I dodge it, all the succubi in the village will be wiped out. But do I have the power to stop it? As she was thinking, a crimson figure appeared in front of the meteor. With a series of web-like sword slashes, the giant meteor was shattered into countless small pieces that rained down on the ground. Having been away from home for only a few days, Li Haoren felt like his home had almost been stolen. Yu Tianxiong, didn't you want to avenge your 2 sons? Now's your chance. He had activated demon wings, which not only granted him flight but also increased his speed by 30% and added 20% damage in aerial combat. Your 2 sons did indeed die by my hand, but they deserved it. If you want revenge, come at me alone. There's no need to involve others. Yu Tianxiong's face was contorted with rage. You finally appeared. I've been dreaming of your death. Now, I can die without regrets. He waved his hand, and an eerie flame wreathed his body, followed by 3 different colored flames shooting towards Li Haoren. Li Haoren barely managed to dodge the 3 tastes of heaven-burning flame blast. That was close. Yu Tianxiong may be old, but he's still a legendary upper-rank powerhouse, just 1 step away from the supreme tier. His fire magic is incredible. If it weren't for the damage reduction from my flame cloak, I'd have a hard time fighting him. Before he could think further, Yu Tianxiong appeared behind him. Where are you looking, you fool? Is this all you've got? My 2 outstanding sons died at your hands. I refuse to accept it. He then pushed his hands forward, launching a massive fireball so large it was impossible to see its full size at a glance. A chill ran down Li Haoren's spine. Damn it, this old man is using his ultimate move right off the bat. The giant fireball crashed into the ground, erupting in a devastating explosion of flames. The succubi within a 1,000-meter radius were caught in the blast and sent flying. On the cliff, Lu Jingyi was also stunned. For someone his age, Yu Tianxiong can still produce such intense flames. It's truly remarkable. Yu Tianxiong thought Li Haoren was finished. Taking a direct hit from my full-power myriad rays of blazing light like that, even if he's not dead, he's crippled. The outcome of this battle is decided. Yuan, Yuwu, your father can finally avenge you. To avenge his 2 dead sons. But then he heard Li Haoren's voice. The fight isn't over. What nonsense are you spouting? It turned out Li Haoren had used his blood oath puppet to take the fatal blow for him. The system then issued an urgent mission. Kill Yu Tianxiong within 5 minutes for a special reward, or face a stat penalty and be teleported to a punishment zone. Li Haoren thought the difficulty was absurd. Killing a legendary upper rank evolved in 5 minutes without apex blood. I guess I have to use all my stored items now. Meanwhile, Yu Tianxiong was coughing violently. Impossible. No carbon-based life form could take my myriad rays of blazing light and be completely unharmed. This is ridiculous. Seeing Yu Tianxiong swaying in the air, Liao knew the old man's body was giving out. She urged the other guilds forward. Everyone, attack. We must stop this beast. The members of the Justice Guild and other major organizations charged, declaring that they could not coexist with evil. At the same time, all of Li Haoren's followers moved to intercept them. This played right into his hands. With everyone focused on him, Yu Tianxiong was left with only his little nurse. This is my chance. He created a moon in his hand and threw it into the sky. The crimson moon released a thick, bloody aura, instantly doubling the stats of Li Haoren and all his followers. This mini blood moon would last for 1 hour. This is the feeling. Power is surging through me. Not only do I have the stat doubling effect of the blood moon, but it has also created a knight of my own. With their stats doubled, the succubus and the banshee were able to fight on even terms with the star diamond upper rank Luo Xian. You two are interesting. If you weren't beasts, you might have had a chance to debut with my heavy metal girls. The centaur, flame witch, and tentacle monster were also able to hold off the legendary middle rank Lu Jingyi. Don't think I'll go easy on you just because you're women. That will only make my fists harder. I'll beat anyone who stands in my way. Meanwhile, Yu Tianxiong was injecting himself with more forbidden drugs. I need more of the new country drug. Lu Yao thought the dose was too high and worried his body couldn't take it. The now empowered Li Haoren had already chased him down. I never expected the CEO of the elite center to rely on drugs to fight. Before the drugs could take full effect, Yu Tianxiong ordered Lu Yao to stall him. Don't you want my inheritance? Just hold him off, and I'll make you the sole beneficiary in my will. To get all of Yu Tianxiong's inheritance, Lu Yao had no choice but to attack Li Haoren. But as she struck, she only saw a bloody afterimage. The beast had vanished so fast. The next moment, Li Haoren appeared before Yu Tianxiong and kicked him in the face before he could react, sending the legendary upper rank evolved flying. Li Haoren landed and looked at the scattered syringes, which seemed familiar. These are the same drugs Chen Zishan used when I got my revenge on him. And how many of these has this old man secretly injected? Lu Yao caught up. You can't just kill Yu Tianxiong. He hasn't changed his will yet. But then, a chilling wind blew, and a blizzard sent her flying dozens of meters away. Li Shuai appeared, blocking her path. That is my master's fight. You have no right to interfere. I will be your opponent. Lu Yao mocked her, calling a beast master, even for a pervert like me. That's just sick. Back with Yu Tianxiong, the rubble that buried him began to shake, and massive flames erupted from the ground as if hell itself had opened up. Seeing this, Li Haoren guessed that the drugs had finally taken effect. The old man injected 2.5 pounds of enhancement drugs into his body, instantly restoring him to his 18-year-old prime. The first thing he did with his newfound power was to seek revenge on the vampire who had killed his sons. Li Haoren felt a sense of dread. This guy's energy is incredible. Even with my stats doubled, I'm no match for him. No wonder he's so agitated. But this power comes from drugs, so it must have severe side effects. If I can just hold out, I'll win. But my mission timer won't allow it. Yu Tianxiong slammed his palm into the ground, sending flames through the earth that erupted in dozens of shockwaves towards Li Haoren. Sensing the danger, Li Haoren weaved between the shockwaves at incredible speed. This guy is too powerful right now. I have to avoid a direct confrontation. But the system kept reminding him that time was running out. Still, he remained calm, knowing that a single mistake would mean death. He had to wait for an opportunity. But as he was thinking, Yu Tianxiong appeared behind him. Why are you running? I'm feeling pretty fired up right now and need to let off some steam on you. He punched Li Haoren into the ground, the impact creating a spiderweb of cracks that spread outwards. While he was down, Yu Tianxiong dove down like a meteor, crashing into the ground and kicking up a cloud of dust and debris that destroyed everything around them. Perhaps due to the drugs, he had his head buried in the ground, but there was no sign of Li Haoren. Li Haoren had used blood stealth to hide nearby, waiting for his chance, as the loose rock of the mountain couldn't withstand his attacks. Yu Tianxiong, having lost his target, grew even more furious, shouting insults at him. Just then, the surrounding mountains began to crack, and he realized the power of his attacks was causing a landslide. The sound of a massive avalanche echoed through the valley as rocks tumbled down, creating a sea of stone. But the crazed Yu Tianxiong was delighted. This new country drug is amazing. Even this mountain can't withstand my wrath. With the mountain collapsing and the earth cracking, the scene was one of pure devastation. Lu Yao was stunned. Such power. He took all the drugs. That serum isn't stable. His body can't handle it. He's sure to suffer from the side effects. And with such a large dose, things could get even worse. Li Haoren's mission timer was now under a minute. He had no more patience to wait and activated his execution skill, which ignored the target's strength. Instantly, a dozen or so stone pillars wrapped in chains erupted from the ground. Their appearance sent a chilling aura through the air that even the legendary Lu Jingyi could feel. Seeing her master use his ultimate move, Nicole finally relaxed. The chains from the 12 pillars surrounded and bound Yu Tianxiong, who roared in defiance. You bastard! How dare you trick me? You think this can hold me? Li Haoren emerged from his stealth. You misunderstand. This rack isn't meant to hold you. It's meant to behead you. The word behead seemed to sober Yu Tianxiong up. With only 16 seconds left on the mission timer, Li Haoren wasted no more time and gave the order to execute. Yu Tianxiong screamed, "Stop, you bastard!" But as he screamed, the chains began to pull, tearing his head from his neck. A fountain of crimson blood erupted erupted, staining the ground red. With 9 seconds to spare, he completed the urgent mission. He received a massive amount of experience and dozens of allocatable stat points. He opened the special reward panel and found he had received 3 enhanced skill points, which could be used to upgrade 3 of his existing skills. With everything settled, he decided to end the war and shouted to the other evolved, "Yu Tianxiong is dead. Everyone, stand down. This was a personal matter between me and him. It had nothing to do with you. He just manipulated you into this. I have no quarrel with you. Today, I only came for him. If you're smart, you'll drop your weapons and get out of here." Liu Yao quickly assessed the situation. Even after taking all those drugs, Yu Tianxiong was no match for him. This beast's power is unfathomable, but for him to let us go, that's not very beast-like. Why would he do that? Is he being merciful, or is he too weak to fight after using that move and is just bluffing? But there was nothing to be gained from staying, and she wasn't willing to bet her life on it, so she quickly retreated. The members of the elite center, fearing for their lives, quickly disassociated themselves from Yu Tianxiong and fled. "We did our best. There's no need to fight a monster like that. Let's get out of here before he changes his mind." The flame, which was displeased. "What is our lord doing? Just letting them all go? He should have skewered them and made them into kebabs." But the tentacle monster understood his intentions. Although their leader is dead, they still have numbers on their side. If we fought to the death, we would be the ones to suffer in the end. Lord Howren is actually protecting us. 30 seconds passed. Li Howren looked at the 2 remaining guild leaders, confused. "Everyone else has fled. Why are you 2 still here? Do you want to end up like Yu Tianxiong, headless?" Lu Jingyi's gaze was firm. "I'm not afraid to die, but I am afraid that the men of the Justice Guild will have died in vain. Even if it costs me my life, I will get justice for my fallen brothers today." Luo Xian called him an idiot. If he was the one who killed the men at the J-City checkpoints, he wouldn't have let everyone else go. "We were most likely used by Yu Tianxiong." Lu Jingyi considered this and found it plausible, but he was curious why she hadn't fled as well. Luo Xian pointed at the succubus and the banshee. "These 2 are interesting. My fight with them isn't over yet." Li Howren was speechless. One was a simple-minded but righteous fool, and the other was a hot-headed brawler with dreams of being a pop idol. What a pair. Just then, Yu Tianxiong's headless body stood up. A massive amount of energy erupted from it, shattering the chains that bound it. Li Howren was confused. Isn't he already dead? How is he? The body then swelled into a giant ball of energy, and he realized the drugs were still taking effect, causing the energy to expand to the point of explosion. But then his system issued a warning. A massive energy signature is rapidly approaching. Please be vigilant. He knew the warning wasn't about Yu Tianxiong's body, but before he could process it, a massive summoned spirit appeared above them. Luo Xian recognized it as the work of a supreme tier evolved. A Koan devourer, as large as a mountain, descended upon the succubus village, with 2 evolved standing on its back. One of them was Zhao Yifei from the J-City branch of the Evolved Association. Mr. Yu, you can't even rest in peace without your head. This is what you get for taking drugs. You deserved it. My dear fish, eat him." At her command, the Koan devourer opened its massive jaws and swallowed Yu Tianxiong's headless body whole. A moment later, a massive explosion occurred inside its stomach, but the creature simply burped and exhaled a puff of black smoke, completely unfazed. A cold sweat ran down Li Howren's back. "Are you kidding me? Yu Tianxiong's exploding body went off inside it, and it's completely fine? And that's just the summoned spirit of the supreme tier Zhao Yifei. How terrifying must she be?" From what she said, it seems she came for Yu Tianxiong, but if she decides to come after me, I probably won't be able to escape either. Zhao Yifei then looked at Li Howren. "So I finally get to meet you. You're more handsome than I imagined." Li Howren was curious how she knew his name, but she told him she knew more than just that. "I've seen everything about you. A miraculous human with the demonic power of a beast. You also have a cute younger sister in her 3rd year of high school, right?" Li Howren felt threatened. "What do you mean by that? What do you want?" Li Hongping quickly explained that they meant no harm. "I took the liberty of looking into Schwer's memories and figured out your identity. Zhao Yifei and I came to stop Yu Tianxiong's scheme, but it seems we were worried for nothing." Li Howren immediately understood their close relationship. "You must be." Li Schwer lowered her head and apologized. "Master, she's my mother. She has the ability to read people's memories. I didn't mean to leak your information." It finally dawned on Li Howren. "No wonder you're so rich. The head of the Red Citadel is your mother. Does that make her my?" Afterwards, to rebuild the succubus village destroyed by the meteors and to heal as many injured followers, Li Howren decided to summon the Crimson Castle. The succubi's wounds began to heal at a visible rate, not only saving the entire village but also giving them a new home. Meanwhile, Zhao Yifei said to Li Schwer, "I've heard that succubi are an extremely lewd and lustful race. They like to seduce men and mate with them to gain power. For this Li Howren to be able to live with so many of them and be so adored, he must be quite potent in that department, right?" Having experienced it firsthand, Li Schwer knew, but she just blushed and said she wasn't sure. As they were discussing such intimate matters, Li Howren approached them. "You went to all this trouble to find me. It wasn't just to ask about my private life, was it?" Zhao Yifei quickly waved her hands. No, that was just my personal interest, satisfying my curiosity. I came to talk to you about something important. Can we find a more private place? I need to speak with you alone." Li Howren led Zhao Yifei to a private meeting room inside the castle. "Since you know everything about me and even found found my sister, yet you haven't used that to threaten me. You must have taken a liking to my abilities and want to recruit me." Zhao Yifei was surprised by his astuteness. "I am very interested in your story. You were an ordinary person with the anomaly sickness and no potential, but after being attacked by a beast, you not only survived but also awakened an unparalleled demonic power. Isn't that a form of postnatal evolution?" Li Haoren thought about it. She's defining my reincarnation and system as a postnatal evolution. From their perspective, that makes sense. Zhao Yifei continued, "I want to recommend you to join the Evolved Association. You are both human and beast. Your abilities can help us complete many difficult missions. If you join, I can apply for special treatment for you. As long as you promise not to harm humans, you and your succubus followers will be protected by the association, and there will be no more official suppression teams coming after you. I can even allow you to move freely within the city, as long as you don't cause any trouble. As for your sister, the association can guarantee her admission to the best university in J-City and a secure job with us after she graduates. A peaceful life for your sister, away from all this conflict. That should be your wish, right? Think about it." But Li Haoren didn't even have to think. "No need to consider. I'm satisfied with your terms. I accept." In truth, even though he could hide his demonic aura and move about in human society, there were still too many restrictions. An official identity would make everything much more convenient and was crucial for him at this stage. Zhao Yifei liked his decisiveness. "Since you have no objections, let's begin the sampling." Li Haoren was confused. Sampling what? Zhao Yifei took out 3 test tubes: saliva, blood, and a man's essence. "Please put them into these 3 tubes separately." The word essence made Li Haoren blush. Zhao Yifei explained, "The power you've evolved is that of a beast, after all, so we need a comprehensive examination." The man provided a saliva sample in 1 test tube, then a blood sample in the second. Finally, he stripped naked and stood before the woman, who immediately blushed. "I knew it. To be able to conquer so many succubi, he's definitely something special." Li Haoren was embarrassed. "If you keep staring at me like that, I'll have a hard time providing the essence sample." Zhao Yifei had no choice. "I have to watch the entire process to ensure that everything in the tubes comes from you." Li Haoren then made a request. "I can't do it with you watching like that. How about you help me?" Zhao Yifei's face turned beet red. "Are you kidding me? I've never done something like that before. Don't you have a whole village of succubus subordinates? Just go get one of them to help you. They're more talented in these matters." He went and got Nicole, who was thrilled to be asked to help her master provide his essence. "Since my lord has entrusted me with such an important task, I will not fail." She then opened her chair-like mouth as wide as she could. Outside the meeting room, Li Shuer was enjoying a banana, but she couldn't help but worry. "I figured Zhao Yifei was recruiting him, but why did she call Nicole in? Something feels strange." Inside the room, the sound of someone eating a popsicle echoed. Li Haoren thought, "Nicole doesn't have much experience, but why am I having such a hard time resisting? Is this a racial talent?" Nicole, for her part, thought, "Since I couldn't be of much help in battle, I have to give it my all here." It was the first time Zhao Yifei had witnessed such a scene, and her heart pounded. "I was just making a suggestion. I didn't think he'd actually call a succubus to help him." After a heartfelt cry echoed through the room, Zhao Yifei was satisfied. Saliva, blood, and essence all collected. "Thank you both for your hard work. I'll send these to headquarters for testing as soon as possible." Nicole eagerly asked Li Haoren if he was pleased with her performance. He let out a long breath and said he was more than pleased. It was simply divine. Zhao Yifei decided not to linger. "My business here is done. This place is a mess, and you have a lot to clean up, so I won't bother you any longer. In 1 week, you'll need to participate in the association's evolved level assessment. I'll come to pick you up then." Li Haoren was confused. "I've never heard of any assessment." Zhao Yifei explained, "You're joining the association, so of course, we need to assess your strength. All new members have to go through it, and you're no exception. I've noticed your demonic power has weakened a bit. Is it because you're stronger at night? I'll schedule your assessment for last. By the time it's your turn, it might just be nighttime." Li Haoren was amazed. "Is this the inside of a supreme tier evolved? Terrifying." Zhao Yifei teased, "I've given you such good terms, so you'd better perform well and get a high rank to make me look good." Unseen by anyone, a tentacle was peeking through the window. Li Shuer spotted it and scolded the tentacle monster. "How dare you spy on our master? That's no way for a subordinate to act." "What did you see?" The tentacle monster giggled. "Oh, I saw something amazing." She then made a circle with her thumb and forefinger and held it a few centimeters from her mouth. Li Shuer blushed, not quite understanding. "What is that?" "It looks impressive." As they were discussing it, Li Haoren appeared behind them. "What are you two talking about? Why so shy?" Li Shuer then mimicked the tentacle monster's gesture. "Master, what does this mean?" Li Haoren was at a loss for words and blushed. "You'll understand in due time." Night fell. Li Haoren stood atop his castle, thinking, although I killed the legendary upper rank Yu Tianxiong in front of everyone, that was only because of the Blood Moon stat boost and the Mournful Moon Execution Rack's special ability. If I take the assessment at my current strength, I'll definitely fall short of the association's expectations. Why would they offer me such good terms then? I have 7 days. I need to get stronger, at least to a level where they'll willingly grant me special privileges. Just then, Nicole appeared. "My lord, are you worried about the evolved level assessment?" He was surprised. "Nicole, how did you know what I was thinking?" It turned out that the succubus race not only had the ability to drain a man's essence but could also reverse the process and transfer their own power to their partner. This way, the man could absorb the power of the entire succubus village. After providing his samples, Lee Howren was outside getting some air. He knew that while he had killed a legendary upper rank in public, his actual strength would fall short of the association's expectations. He had to get stronger in the next 7 days. Just as he was pondering how to do so, Nicole had already guessed his thoughts. Nicole knows that my lord is always seeking greater power and that this assessment is crucial for you. So, if you're not afraid of getting tired, I have a way for you to get stronger quickly. Lee Howren was overjoyed. Of course, I'm not afraid of getting tired. Tell me, what is it? Nicole explained. You've probably heard the rumors about the succubus race. It's a special talent passed down from our ancestors. They would drain men's essence during intercourse to increase their own power. Although we no longer do that, the ability is still deeply ingrained in our genes, and this ability can be reversed. We can transfer our power to our master through intercourse. Lee Howren understood. You want all the succubi in the village to mate with me and transfer their power to me? Nicole nodded shyly. It's a bit strenuous for you, my lord, but it's a good way to quickly increase your strength. You not only saved us from the orcs, but also rebuilt our destroyed village into a castle. To us, you are our guardian deity. If the partner is you, my lord, I'm sure everyone will be eager to participate. But Lee Howren was still worried. That may be so, but there are 200 succubi in this village. Are you trying to kill me? However, it was frustrating to have so many succubus resources at his disposal and not be able to utilize them. I've maxed out the affinity of other succubi before, but besides Nicole, none of them gave me a mysterious reward or allowed for soul resonance. It seems this is the only way to get stronger using them. After some thought, Lee Howren blushed and agreed. Since you've put it that way, let's give it a try. Nicole was overjoyed. Really? Then I'll go gather everyone now. Soon, a portion of the village's succubi arrived inside the castle, surrounding Lee Howren with excitement. This was your request, my lord, so you can't say we sisters took advantage of you. If it's for Lord Howren, we'll give it our all. Lee Howren was a bit nervous. Come on, then, let me see just how amazing the talent of the succubus race really is. Cries of various intensities echoed from within the floating castle. An unknown amount of time later, the succubi were lying on the ground, trembling, and Lee Howren was exhausted. Nicole was right. They really can transfer their power to me this way. I've gotten stronger, but this method is incredibly draining. But as he spoke, his lost energy began to rapidly recover. What's this? The Crimson Castle's effect isn't just to restore health and mana, but to return the body to its optimal state. Doesn't that mean I have infinite stamina within the castle? The other succubi were also recovering. To be able to handle so many of us in such an intense battle and still be so full of energy, as expected of Lord Howren. Since our lord isn't satisfied yet, let's step it up. Don't underestimate us succubi. Lee Howren sneered. I've already experienced the power of the succubi. Bring it on. The cries from the floating castle began once more. A week passed in the blink of an eye. Xiao Yifei arrived as promised on her summoned spirit, a Luan bird. Lee Howren, it's time. I'm here to pick you up. Lee Howren walked out, full of confidence. I've been waiting for you. Let's go. He boarded the Luan bird and set off with her to the Alliance. But Xiao Yifei felt that he seemed different from a week ago. He just shook his head. How could that be? It's just your imagination. The man trained with the succubi from his village every day just to pass the Evolved Association's level assessment. But when his beautiful superior heard about his dedicated efforts, her mind was filled with lewd images. Why do these indecent images keep popping into my head? Ever since I saw his succubus subordinate collect his essence sample, my mind hasn't been clean. Seeing her blushing, Lee Howren asked if she was sick. She couldn't even look at him. Shut up. It's none of your business. Lee Howren secretly smiled. She's a supreme tier powerhouse, but she's such a tsundere. Meanwhile, at the Evolved Association's assessment center in B City, countless Evolved were being tested. A silver middle rank was enough to get a good job, and most people were at the silver level. When they heard someone had been ranked as golden upper, they all looked on with envy. A red-haired man stood at the door, boasting, "Do you know what it feels like to be ranked golden upper at 18? You should all be bowing down to this genius. If you want an autograph, form a line." But most people just thought this Mafugui was incredibly arrogant. Just then, something fell from the sky and crashed in front of the center with a loud bang, drawing everyone's attention. What was that? A meteor crashing into the assessment center? That's insane. When the dust settled, a supreme tier evolved with a nearly perfect figure stood before them. Lin Yingying looked around and realized she was early. The man with the beast's power hadn't arrived yet. Seeing a beauty fall from the sky, all the male evolved were instantly captivated. I'm seeing her in person. She's even more beautiful than on TV. But why would someone so important come to the assessment center? The narcissist Mafugui thought the news of his assessment had reached her ears. Lin Yingying must be here to recruit me. If I could join her guild, I'd be willing to settle for a villa and a luxury car. But then, a cold voice spoke next to him. One should know their place. A golden upper rank is no different from an ant in my eyes. The single sentence made Mafugui collapse to the ground, trembling. Such a chilling presence. Could he be? Lin Yingying also noticed the old man. You're here too. I didn't think you were interested in these kinds of events. Another supreme tier evolved. Lu Jianyu replied. I was curious. The man we were supposed to eliminate is now about to become our colleague. I wanted to see for myself what he's made of. Just then, a sound from the sky caught their attention. Lu Jianyu looked looked up. He's coming, Lin Yingying added. To be honest, I'm also quite curious about what a human with the power of a beast looks like. Soon, the one bird flew across the sky, causing a stir on the ground. What's that? Such a big bird. A more knowledgeable evolved explained. That's not a bird. It's Zhao Weifei's summoned spirit, the one bird. Their arrival drew even more envious gazes. It's really Zhao Weifei. So sexy to see two supreme tier beauties in one day. But who's the man with her? He looks so arrogant. What kind of background does he have to be escorted by Zhao Weifei to the assessment? Faced with the questions and insults, Li Haoran angrily flipped them off. Zhao Weifei walked over to the other two. Long time no see, little sister Lin, old man Lu. Don't be so serious. Our Li Haoran is no longer your target. Haoran, come and greet the seniors. Li Haoran had done his homework. Purple rainbow pierces the sun. Lu Jianyu and startling swan battle princess Lin Yingying. I've long heard of your great names, especially you, Lin Yingying. Not only are you young and beautiful, but your strength is also legendary. Lin Yingying was flattered. Oh, you're too kind. I'm not that great. Praising me like that won't make me happy. But then, Lu Jianyu appeared in front of Li Haoran. Why don't you praise me? Li Haoran was speechless. I was just about to. Before he could continue, Lu Jianyu began to feel his face. The bone structure is indeed human, but he's not as handsome as I was in my youth. The association specially invited you for this assessment, so consider yourself lucky. Otherwise, you'd already be dead by my sword. I'll be keeping a close eye on you. If you cause any trouble, I won't spare you. You're blind. Li Haoran thought. How are you going to keep an eye on me? On the day of the level assessment, Li Haoran achieved a perfect score in strength, intelligence, speed, spirit, and stamina. Lin Yingying hadn't seen such a well-rounded newcomer in a long time. Incredible. A perfect score on the physical tests. But Lu Jianyu was unimpressed. Isn't this the bare minimum? If he couldn't even do this much, why would we be paying him any attention? Zhao Weifei, however, was very pleased with his results, as expected of the man I chose. However, the evolved level assessment wasn't just about physical tests. Those determined the baseline. What truly determined the upper limit was the growth potential assessment. Ordinary evolved could be ranked based on physical tests alone, but those at the star diamond tier and above required a growth potential assessment, which combined their current strength with their expected potential to determine their final rank. Li Haoran didn't quite understand. Can potential really be measured? He was then led into a small, elegant room where the assessor was a girl who looked no older than 14 or 15. Are you the one for the growth potential assessment? You're quite late. This is making me work overtime. Li Haoran made an excuse. Sorry, I live a bit far away. Cui Mengyao yawned. Fine, let's get this over with. Put your finger in. Li Haoran was baffled. What? Put it where? What are you talking about? Cui Mengyao repeated herself. I said, put your finger in my mouth. Do you not understand? Li Haoran was sure he had heard correctly. Are you kidding me? You look younger than my sister. Where did you learn to talk like that? Cui Mengyao blushed with a hint of annoyance. How do you judge age? By the size of one's chest. I'm already an adult. Thank you very much. Besides, my tongue has a special sensory ability. It can perceive a person's potential by licking their skin. Licking a finger is the most conservative method. If you understand, then hurry up and put your hand in. I'm in a rush to get off work. It dawned on Li Haoran that he had been the one with the dirty mind. In that case, please proceed with the assessment. He then placed his index finger on her warm tongue. Cui Mengyao, perhaps in a hurry, began to suck on his finger with audible slurping sounds, which made him blush. He knew it was an assessment, but it still felt very strange. Suddenly, she broke out in a cold sweat. Her consciousness had been pulled into Li Haoran's growth space, a place filled with the overwhelming scent of blood that made her feel uneasy and terrified. What will the future peak Li Haoran become? But as she tried to peer into his future, a terrifying voice echoed, a mere mortal dares to spy on the true form of a fiend god? Get out! She was forcefully ejected from his sea of consciousness by an unknown power. She was now terrified, her body trembling uncontrollably. Li Haoran asked what was wrong. What did you sense? But before he could ask more, several men in suits burst in. The assessment is over, Mr. Li Haoran. You may go outside and wait for the final results. Even after some time had passed, Cui Mengyao was still panting, completely shaken. Zhao Weifei was surprised. To see the celestial judge Cui Mengyao in such a state is a rare sight indeed. To be so frightened by a glimpse of Li Haoran's future. What level will he reach? The same as me, supreme tier? But Cui Mengyao said frantically, far beyond that. Zhao Weifei was shocked, thinking she must have misheard. Elsewhere, the announcer began to report Li Haoran's assessment level. Everyone fell silent, listening intently. The final contestant of the day, Li Haoran, has been assessed at the evolution level of legendary upper and is awarded the evolved title Demon Slaying, Blood Crying. Li Haoran was satisfied with the rank. It showcased his strength and earned him the high regard of the association's leaders, without being as conspicuous as a supreme tier rank, which would cause a huge stir. It fits my low-key personality and style perfectly, but even that was enough to draw immense attention. Images of Li Haoran began to appear on screens everywhere, and all media platforms were flooded with news of the new genius. His sister, Li Xiaoyu, saw the news. It's really my brother. I knew you wouldn't die so easily. Back at the assessment center half an hour earlier, Zhao Weifei repeatedly confirmed the results. You're saying Li Haoran will grow to be a peerless tier, even higher than a supreme tier? Cui Mengyao, do you know what you're saying? A single supreme tier evolved has the power to protect an entire major city. Our entire country only has a few dozen of them, and a peerless tier completely surpasses a supreme tier in every way. In all these years, our country has only produced one peerless tier evolved, and only 5 countries in the world have them, and Li Haoren will become our country's second. If that's true, it's just too unbelievable. Cui Mingyao's senses were never wrong. It's hard to believe, but with his physical test scores and his ridiculously high growth potential, he could be ranked as a supreme tier right now. Just then, the president of the Evolved Association, Wang Jia, appeared. It's too early to rank him as a supreme tier. If Cui Mingyao's assessment is correct, then Li Haoren could become the cornerstone of the association for decades to come. We need to provide him with a good environment to grow and protect him. A supreme tier evolved is a crucial measure of a country's strength. Ranking him as such so early would immediately draw worldwide attention. Let's keep him at legendary upper for now. It's more low-key. Although both the association and Li Haoren wanted to keep a low profile, the result was the exact opposite. When Lu Jingyi saw the news, he was terrified, as expected of the man who defeated Yu Tianxiong, to be ranked as legendary upper at such a young age. This kid has a limitless future. I'm glad I didn't mess with him. Li Hongping found it strange. I saw his peak form in Shuer's memories. To be ranked only as legendary upper for that? It seems President Wang Jia has special expectations for him. Luo Xian's first reaction was regret. I can't believe that man is so popular. He's all over the news. I should have talked to him more and built a relationship. I could have used his fame to launch my career. After the assessment, Zhao Yifei took Li Haoren back on her Luan bird, but she kept sneaking glances at him along the way. I knew he was talented and had great potential, but I never imagined it would be this great. To be able to grow into a peerless tier, he should be treated as a national treasure. Li Haoren finally spoke up. Miss Fei, you've been sneaking glances at me this whole time. Is there something on my face you like so much? Of course, she denied it. Sneaking glances? Don't be ridiculous. At my level, do I need to sneak glances at handsome men? My neck is just stiff. It's more comfortable to turn this way. Li Haoren was speechless at her terrible excuse. Her lying skills could use some work. Meanwhile, back at the Crimson Castle, which had landed on the ground, a crowd of reporters had gathered. So this is the home of the legendary upper evolved Li Haoren. It looks very vintage, but why would he build his home in such a remote place? It's kind of creepy. At this time, Li Haoren probably hasn't returned from Bee City yet. I hear he has the special ability to subdue beasts and make them his servants. Maybe that's why he built his home here. Even if we can't get a shot of him, getting a picture of his beasts would be a huge scoop. Inside the castle, Nicole sighed. These humans are so annoying, making a racket outside our door first thing in the morning. But our lord said we're officially recognized now and can't harm humans. What should we do? Another succubus volunteered to play a little trick on them without causing any harm, just to teach them a lesson. The succubi of the castle dispatched 3 or 5 of their most curvaceous sisters, armed with special succubus whips, to discipline them on their lord's behalf. But the reporters were delighted. So these are succubi. Amazing. Their figures are works of art. Living with these succubi, how does Li Haoren even handle it? One of the succubi brandished her whip. You wouldn't understand Lord Haoren's stamina. Now, you will obediently accept my discipline. She then began to whip the male reporters, but the lashes felt incredibly pleasant to them. That's it. Keep going. Don't stop. Strange. I'm not a masochist. Have I awakened a new fetish? It's so shameful, but I can't get enough. The succubus sneered. This is what you get for harassing us. Have you learned your lesson? But just then, Li Haoren returned to the castle. What are you doing? I explicitly told you not to attack humans. Seeing her fiend lord, the succubus blushed. Lord Haoren, you're back. I was just teaching these noisy pests a little lesson, but as I was whipping them, I started to get excited too. Li Haoren's voice was stern. This is what happens when you disobey me and act on your own. The succubus then presented him with the whip. I have disobeyed my lord's command and attacked humans. I have made a grave mistake. Only you, my lord, can punish me with this whip. Unleash your anger upon me. Come on. I can't wait any longer. At that moment, Li Haoren suspected that she had intentionally timed this for his return, just so she could get punished. Seeing him with the whip, ready to strike, the reporters went wild, their camera shutters clicking non-stop. Li Haoren, look at the camera. Why do you keep so many succubi at home? Do you have a special fetish? What is your relationship with these succubi? Can your body handle it? I hear succubi are incredibly skilled and can make people experience ecstasy. Is that true? Are you a deep SM enthusiast? Do you think we still have a chance to beat Faker at the World Championship? The reporters' incessant chatter infuriated Li Haoren. The next moment, all their camera equipment exploded, sending them sprawling to the ground in fear. What was that? Did Li Haoren do that? What are you going to do to us? Li Haoren gave them a cold look. Stop your nonsense. If you ever disturb my life again, you'll regret it. Watching from above, Zhao Yifei thought, he's still too young. He just became a legendary upper and he's already made enemies with so many reporters. Those guys are masters of manipulating public opinion, which can be a terrifying thing. It seems the road ahead will be a tough one for you. Night fell. The centaur's sudden visit surprised Li Haoren. Centaur, what brings you here so late? She replied shyly, I've recently developed a new ultimate move and would like you to critique it. He was impressed by her dedication. So you've been secretly training while I was away. Show me what you've got. She then began to activate her ability. This is the ultimate form I've developed to be compatible with you, my lord. I'm sure you'll be satisfied. After a blinding blinding flash of light. The centaur, who was previously half human, half horse, now had 4 long, beautiful human-like legs in her riding form. What do you think, Lord Howren? I developed this riding form just for you. Are you pleased? Lee Howren didn't quite grasp her meaning. Riding form? That doesn't seem right. Isn't the horse leg form faster and better for riding? The centaur had to be blunt. The riding I'm talking about isn't the same as the riding you're talking about. Do you remember what happened in the spider cave? Everyone was influenced by Bite's emotions after eating her tentacles and got excited. While everyone else was with you, I could only stand by and watch. This riding form was specially developed for me to unite with you, my lord. Now it's my turn, right? My admiration for you is witnessed by heaven and earth. Please, my lord, don't hesitate any longer. Unleash your power upon me. I can't wait anymore. Lee Howren thought that 4 long legs were indeed impressive, but she was still a centaur. The difference in species made him feel a bit strange, but she continued to tease him. Come on, Lord Howren, does this form not arouse your interest? Just then, the system issued a quest to appease the centaur centaur, or her affinity would plummet. He was surprised. Was the system forcing him to have relations with her? But on second thought, he had indeed neglected her. Her affinity wasn't maxed out yet, and she hadn't been upgraded with his essence. Since I have to do it, I might as well make up for lost time all at once. Feeling his warm hand, the centaur's body grew sensitive. It's happening. Lord Howren is going to make his move on me. I'm finally going to become his woman. My dream is coming true. After an intense session that left them both exhausted, morning arrived. Lee Howren let out a sigh, thinking that 4 legs definitely had some serious stamina. The system then notified him that the centaur's affinity had reached 100%. You have unlocked a mysterious grand prize. Please check. He opened it to find a green pearl that doubled the effect of the wearer's nature type skills. The centaur then woke up, and he casually asked her, "How was your experience last night?" She replied shyly that even now, just thinking about it made every cell in her body tingle. At the same time, she received the essence of the blood fiend, and her beast rank advanced to tier 6 middle. Seeing her level up, Lee Howren smiled. Now for an even more thrilling part. An immense energy gathered in her chest, as if something were about to burst out. A piece of damage-reflecting chest armor appeared, which not only greatly increased defense and stamina but also had a chance to reflect damage back at the attacker. Lee Howren was very pleased with this tanking item. It offered excellent durability and a way to deal damage back, but the green gem puzzled him. I don't have any nature type skills. How am I supposed to use this heart of nature? Since I can't use it, maybe I can give it to someone else. The only ones I have with nature skills are the flame which Balrog and Li Shuer. If I give it to them, an image of the flame which indiscriminately blasting everything flashed through his mind, and he quickly dismissed the idea. I need to give it to someone more level-headed. The scene shifts to Li Shuer's residence, where she was furiously typing on her laptop. Gotcha, you hater, mindlessly slandering my master. Are you that easily swayed by the media? Don't you have a brain? You trolls are making me so angry. Don't you dare slander my master. After venting on the haters online, she let out a sigh. They're so infuriating. These trolls have no idea what my master has been through. Just then, Lee Howren appeared in her living room. Arguing with haters online at night can get you this worked up. Let them say what they want. Why bother with them? She was surprised to see him. Master, when did you get here? He replied, I was here while you were arguing. I just didn't want to interrupt you since you seemed so into it. She was a little happy. I just can't stand people slandering you. Did you come all the way from the castle just to see me because you missed me? He explained. I came to J City to see my sister and just dropped by to see you. She was a bit disappointed. Just drop by. He then got serious. To be precise, I came to give you a big gift. We can't do it here. Come with me to the wilderness. That night, he flew through the forest, carrying Li Shuer. The way he held her made her very aware of his touch. She thought he found her home too small, and that was why he wanted to go to the wilderness. It seems my master has been holding back for a long time and wants to let loose. In the middle of the night, the man took his female subordinate to a small grove and told her he was going to insert a watermelon-sized green gem into her body. Li Shuer immediately blushed. Insert it where? Down there? Isn't it a bit too big? Lee Howren told her she had a dirty mind and tossed the gem at her. It hit her navel and began to emit waves of energy, causing her to cry out in a mix of pain and pleasure, as if she were giving birth. When it was over, he went to her side. How are you, Shuer? Are you alright? Do you feel any changes in your body? She was panting heavily and didn't respond for a while. When she finally turned to him, her face was bright red. That was amazing. It felt so good. He was relieved. It seems the heart of nature has taken effect. Then tonight, let's have a field battle here. Although she was mentally prepared, hearing him say it still made her a bit shy. He reassured her. What's there to be shy about? The heart of nature is an extremely precious jewel that will greatly enhance your ice skills. Now, fight me with all your strength. I want to test it out. Realizing she had misunderstood his intentions, she asked, a field battle doesn't mean that, does it? He, of course, knew what she was thinking. I've neglected you because I was busy with the assessment. It's normal for you to have these needs, but if you can satisfy me in the upcoming battle, I might just be willing to satisfy you as well. Hearing about the reward, she became excited. Really? You can't go back on your word, master. I'm going all out. She then unleashed her chilling aura and summoned her 16-fold ice wheel. She immediately noticed that the ice wheels were much larger and more powerful than before. Is this the effect of the heart of nature? It seems I'm not far from my master's reward. hard, but as the 16 ice wheels shot towards him, a red light erupted from his body, shattering them all in an instant. If this is all you've got, it's not enough to satisfy me. Show me your true limit. Countless black blood bats then converged into a massive storm and rushed towards her, but after her rank up, she was much stronger and managed to block the attack by crossing her arms. This isn't all I've got. I will satisfy my master. The chilling power hidden within her finally burst forth, instantly freezing the entire forest for 10 miles around. Even she was surprised by the power of her new ice domain. Li Haoran felt the debuff from the domain, afflicted with the chilling status. Movement speed reduced by 50%, attack power reduced by 25%, to freeze the entire forest in an instant and apply a debuff to all enemies. Giving you the heart of nature was indeed the right choice. She thanked him for his praise. But this probably isn't enough to satisfy you, master. I'll keep trying. She then leaped into the air, did a split, and landed in front of him, locking his head and right shoulder in a deadly scissor leg lock. He lost his balance and fell forward, his right hand landing on her soft, sensitive spot. Before he could react, she used Ice Crystal Cage. Massive ice crystals erupted from the ground, trapping them both inside. But even in the freezing cold, her face was still burning hot. How about this, master? You can't move at all now, can you? Is my performance satisfactory? However, thanks to Benshita's spirit necklace, Li Haoran was immune to the Ice Crystal Cage effect. His abnormal status resistance also nullified the chilling effect. Your performance was decent, but what I'm most satisfied with is this position. But to her surprise, her master could still move. The hard ice wall began to crack and soon shattered before her eyes. Li Haoran was very pleased with her. If I were so easily trapped by you, what right would I have to be your master? Li Shuer was completely convinced. As expected of my master, you're incredible. To think I even tried to trap you. I really overestimated myself. But about your promise to satisfy me, shouldn't you fulfill it now? The system then notified Li Haoran that Li Shuer had been neglected for a long time and that he needed to satisfy her immediately, or her affinity would drop. If her affinity fell below 100%, his exclusive soul resonance equipment and the essence of the blood fiend would lose their effects. He realized that the affinity system required him not only to max out his followers' affection but also to maintain it at 100%, or he would lose the powers he had gained. With that thought, he grabbed her hands, as if to prevent her from escaping. Your position just now was very interesting. Let's just stay like this. He then quickly stripped her of her clothes, and in the icy landscape, they began to generate heat through friction to keep warm. Seeing her master's incredibly firm bamboo, Li Shuer exclaimed in awe. Amazing. Even though it's freezing for 10 miles around, this bamboo is still throbbing with heat, so majestic and passionate. It's incredible. After an unknown amount of time, the sun shone on the glacier, and Li Shuer stretched contentedly. That was so comfortable. What do you think, master? Were you satisfied with my performance? Li Haoran nodded. Of course, I was satisfied. She then made another request. I was wondering if you would be willing to join our Red Citadel. He immediately understood. Your mother told you to say that, didn't she? She wants to use our relationship to get me to join the Red Citadel. Li Shuer admitted it. As expected, I can't hide anything from you, master. I'm sorry. It was my mother's order, so he didn't blame her, as the Red Citadel wasn't the only group trying to recruit him. He then declined the offer. Now that I have an official identity, I don't need to join any group. Besides, with our relationship, what difference does it make whether I join or not? I want to start my own evolved group. She was a bit worried by this crazy idea, but he had already thought it through. Ever since the assessment, I've been getting offers from all over. No matter which side I join, I'll offend the others, so the best solution is to create my own organization. She thought it made sense. In that case, going solo is indeed the best choice for you, master. I was being short-sighted, but starting a group isn't that easy. My mother and I can support you financially. You don't need approval to start a small group of less than 10 people, but for a large one, you'll need to pass the association's assessment. If you include all the succubi under your command, that's at least a few hundred people. But to establish a large organization of that size, you need a record of defeating at least a tier 7 beast. Li Haoran thought. A tier 7 beast is about the same as a legendary tier. They're quite rare. I wonder if I can even find one. The scene shifts to Zhao Weifei's home. She had just finished showering and was admiring herself in the mirror, wrapped in a towel. I may not be as young as I used to be, but my figure isn't any worse than those succubi, is it? She then tried on various outfits from her closet before changing back into her usual clothes, satisfied. I'm just too busy with work usually. If I really dressed up, I wouldn't lose to those succubi at all. Just then, she received a video call from the smiling Buddha, Wang Jie. He had the latest news. Li Haoran has accepted the beast commission in the endless black marsh. Did you know about this? Zhao Weifei remembered that the commission had been pending for a long time because it was rated as tier 7 upper, and no one was willing to take it. Why did he take that commission? Wang Jie guessed it was to get the qualifications to establish his own guild, but that's not the main point. I have intelligence that the witch Wu Qiushui has been spotted in the endless black marsh. Hearing that name, a cold sweat ran down her back. The supreme tier evolved witch Wu Qiushui. Has she been hiding in the endless black marsh? She killed countless people for her witchcraft experiments. The association expelled her and put a bounty on her head long ago. That woman is a complete psycho. Seeing her reaction, Wang Jie was surprised. You get so worked up whenever Lee Howren is mentioned. That's not like you. Not wanting to admit her concern, she explained, I was the one who recommended him to the association. I can't let a promising talent like him be destroyed by her. Meanwhile, in the endless black marsh, a streak of light fell from the sky, breaking the silence of the forest. Li Shuer was wrapped around Lee Howren in a very intimate position, her legs tightly around his waist. He was almost out of breath and urged her to get down. When she let go, she saw the desolate forest around them. The air was thick with the smell of decay, and the calls of crows echoed through the trees. Though she was a star diamond upper rank, she was still a woman. So this is the endless black marsh? It's so creepy. Lee Howren was surprised that a star diamond upper rank evolved would be afraid of the beasts here. He then opened a summoning circle and brought out 4 of his followers: the mimic tentacle monster Bide, the banshee, the flame witch Balrog, and the centaur Centaur. Your mission is to clear out the endless black marsh, split up and search for beasts, kill the males, capture the females for me to drink from later. If you encounter a tier 7 beast, do not engage. Notify me immediately. Understand? After he gave his orders, the 4 followers dispersed in different directions. The tentacle monster arrived in a corner of the marsh where countless black crows perched on dead trees. No need for the theatrics. Show yourself, and I might go easy on you. Black holes then appeared where the crows were most dense, and a cold voice spoke. Such arrogance. Are you tired of living? Several humanoid crow women materialized. The endless black marsh is not a place for just anyone to cause trouble. Do you know whose territory this is? A creature like you deserves to be torn apart and eaten. Die. But as the crow women charged, a thick, elastic tentacle wrapped around one of their waists. More and more tentacles shot out, binding their limbs. What kind of move is this? So lewd. It's so wet and sticky. Let go of these tentacles, you bastard. It's so itchy. The tentacle monster smirked. Our lord just ordered us to capture the females, and you just served yourselves up. If I bring you back, Lord Howren will be pleased and might even reward me. Resistance is futile. My tentacles are not so easily broken. Give up. You will all become nourishment for Lord Howren. The more the crow women struggled, the tighter the tentacles became, forcing them to moan. It's so tingly and painful. These tentacles are poisonous. How despicable, using such dirty tricks. Let us go if you have the guts. The tentacle monster didn't care what kind of tricks she used. My only mission is to bring you before Lord Howren. Meanwhile, deep in another part of the marsh, she was just humming a tune in the endless black marsh when a hand shot out from the ground and dragged her lower half into the earth. At the same time, the ground before her began to bulge, and a muscular, tier 3 beast, a rat man, emerged. Thinking their prey was trapped, more of them appeared, but the sight of the ugly rat man enraged the flame witch, and she unleashed a lava burst, pouring scorching flames into the ground for 10 miles around. The rat men were incinerated before they even knew what hit them. The raging flames swept through their interconnected tunnels, and soon, the smell of burnt meat rose from the entrances. The flame witch covered her nose in disgust. These smelly rats still stink even when they're cooked. Meanwhile, at the entrance to the marsh, Lee Howren and Li Shuer were walking when he saw a flood of experience points. Everyone seems to be working hard. Clearing out this marsh will be very rewarding. Li Shuer was still afraid of the gloomy place, but she felt safe next to her master. My master looks so happy. This is just like a date. Deep in another part of the marsh, countless tier 1 ancient worm larvae lay dead, covered in footprints. The centaur Centaur had used War Stomp to crush them all. Is this really a tier 7 upper beast's lair? Why am I only finding these small fries? Will the others laugh at my battle record? Can I get a decent opponent to fight? Is there nothing here but these little worms? Just then, the ground shook, and a 10-meter-long worm burst from the earth, its massive jaws like a meat grinder, shattering the rock she had been standing on. She had already leaped to safety. Interesting. A worthy opponent has finally appeared. It was a tier 6 upper ancient worm adult, its maw dripping with saliva. You bastard. You killed so many of my children. I'll tear you to pieces. The centaur was a bit disappointed. I thought it was something special, but it's just a bigger worm. The scene shifts to the banshee, Benchita. Her mind was filled with unspeakable images. Why am I suddenly feeling this way? And so strongly? Perhaps due to her sensitive skin. She couldn't help but sit down hard on the ground. I can't take it anymore. Am I really this thirsty deep down? I'm on a mission for Lord Howren. I can't be thinking about such things. As she was lost in her thoughts, she spotted a beast. It must be you. You're the one making this pink gas that's making me act so indecently. It was a tier 7 upper aphrodisiac overlord flower, Rose, wearing a large flower as a hat. What's wrong? Don't you like it? The scent of my flowers is very potent. Anyone who smells it will lose their sanity and go into a frenzy. If you don't find a partner to mate with within an hour, you'll be consumed by desire and die of thirst. Isn't my ability interesting? She then extended her vines and bound the banshee, who was now burning with heat and trembling uncontrollably. Such a lewd ability. You're a tier 7 beast, aren't you? Let me go, you pervert. This must be my lord's target. I have to notify him before I completely lose my mind. The flower beast said that letting her go was impossible. I have a little hobby that I need you to satisfy. I like to hide and watch those who have been poisoned by my aphrodisiac flower lose control and mate with others. So, the next male who appears here, whether he's handsome or ugly, human or beast, you will desperately break free and mate with him. That's the scene I'm most looking forward to. But the banshee could only be at her mercy, her consciousness beginning to fade. fate. Who will be the next male to arrive? How exciting. Fortunately, Lee Howren had already sensed her signal. It seems Benshida has found the master of the endless black marsh. She's in danger. I have to get to her quickly. He then shot into the air like a streak of light and disappeared over the horizon, leaving a stunned Lee Schwer behind. Is that my master's true speed? It's much faster than when he was carrying me. Wait a minute, something's not right. If my master is gone, doesn't that mean I'm all alone in this creepy place? There aren't any ghosts or monsters here, are there? But as she spoke, jets of water shot towards her like venomous snakes. She had already sensed them and easily dodged. Who dares to sneak attack me? Stop hiding and come out. The calm surface of the lake ahead of her exploded, and a voice spoke. I've had my eye on you for a while. The man with you had too strong of an aura, so I was watching from the shadows. But now that you're alone, I have to seize this opportunity. Seeing that it was a tier 6 beast, a Naga siren, Lee Schwer was relieved. You scared me. It's just a beast, not a ghost. The Naga siren felt slighted. You seem happy. Are you looking down on me? I sense an unparalleled treasure on you. Something that contains a powerful natural energy that would be of great benefit to me. For such a thing to be in your possession is a complete waste. Hand it over. Lee Schwer subconsciously glanced at her chest. A treasure? She must be after the heart of nature my master gave me. How delusional. She then said, this is a token of love from my master. A creature like you is not worthy of it. The Naga siren hadn't expected the foolish woman to be so sentimental and spun her weapon. If you won't give it to me willingly, then I'll just have to cut open your stomach and take it myself. Countless jets of water formed a magic circle, and a transparent white shark lunged from it. But Lee Schwer was unfazed and used her grip of frost skill, freezing everything the cold air touched, which perfectly countered the Naga siren's abilities. Seeing all the water jets frozen and now hurtling back towards her, the Naga siren knew she was in trouble against her natural counter and quickly used a water escape technique to dive into the lake. The lake churned as the frozen sculptures were washed away, and the scene returned to its initial calm. But the Naga siren then launched a sneak attack from behind. I'm over here, you foolish woman. Even if your element counter's mine, my power is still greater than yours. Lee Schwer was then trapped in a water prison jutsu, unable to move. With her prey captured, the Naga siren charged with her weapon, but as she struck, she hit solid ice. Impossible. She shouldn't be able to move. An immense power of ice then erupted from within the water prison, sending the Naga siren and her weapon flying back dozens of meters. She then saw that the entire lake had been frozen solid. How is this possible? She broke free of the water prison with her own power, and not only that, but her terrifying power also instantly froze the entire lake. Based on my observations, I should have been a match for her, otherwise I wouldn't have attacked. It must be that treasure that gave her the power to turn the tables. With a shout from Lee Schwer, all the ice shattered. Stop wasting time. This ends now. I have to go meet up with my master. If you have any other tricks, use them now. The Naga siren felt slighted once again. Don't look down on me. I still have my ultimate move. As she spoke, several water spouts erupted from the frozen surface, swirling around her. With a swing of her weapon, they all shot towards Lee Schwer. But with a casual wave of her hand, Lee Schwer not only froze all the water spouts but also shattered them, along with the Naga siren herself. After unleashing her ice power, Lee Schwer had killed the tier 6 Naga siren with a single wave of her hand. Lady Chioshue, I'm sorry. I can no longer repay your kindness. After finishing off the Naga siren, Lee Schwer remembered Lee Howren's instructions to bring back any females for him to drink from. She may be ugly, but she's got a good figure. She's definitely a female. Did I hit her too hard? Is she dead? But then, the Naga siren's body turned into a green water snake. This baffled Lee Schwer. A tier 6 beast is just a water snake? But didn't all the beasts come from the dimensional rift? How could a water snake become so powerful? Something's not right here. Meanwhile, Lee Howren had followed his senses to find the Banshee, but the moment he landed, the system warned him, you are now poisoned. However, thanks to the resistance from his exclusive equipment, the effect was greatly reduced. It must be this strange pink gas that's poisonous. I can resist some of it, but what does it do? I don't feel anything. He continued on and finally found the Banshee trapped in a tangle of vines. Benshida, what happened to you? Where's the tier 7 beast? The Banshee was completely bound by the vines, her mouth gagged, able to only let out muffled moans. Lee Howren immediately cut her free with his blade. Are you alright? What happened? You seem a bit off right now. Though she was free, the aphrodisiac poison was still in her system. I feel so pent up. I'm so thirsty. I can't hold it back anymore. I've been poisoned by the aphrodisiac flower's scent. If I don't mate with someone within an hour, I'll die of desire. It was then that Lee Howren realized the pink gas was an aphrodisiac. Does that mean I'm poisoned too? Meanwhile, the flower beast, watching from the shadows, was confused. What's wrong with this guy? He's been breathing in the scent for a while now, but he's not reacting at all. He's completely different from the woman earlier. The Banshee could no longer control her urges and threw herself at Lee Howren, kissing him on the spot. The moment their lips touched, the poison's effect on him intensified. The flower beast was delighted. Excellent. That Banshee has absorbed a lot of the scent. She's a perfect carrier. This man may be resistant to the gas, but with direct mouth-to-mouth contact, he won't be able to hold out. As expected, after kissing the Banshee, Lee Howren was fully poisoned. The system even issued a warning. If you do not immediately mate with a female character, you will be in more mortal danger. This is impossible to guard against. What kind of beast uses such a lewd tactic? Benchita, I don't think I can hold on much longer. The banshee couldn't either. If you can't hold on, then don't. Come on, this is to save our lives. The flower beast, watching, was thrilled. That's right, go for it. I've been waiting for a passionate battle. Let me get a closer look. If I like what I see, I might even spare you. Lee Howren no longer hesitated. Since it was a matter of life and death, he had no other choice. He wrapped his arm around the banshee's waist and pulled her into his embrace. I'm starting our detoxification now. Are you ready? She nodded eagerly. Please, my lord, enjoy. Though he was poisoned, he was still meticulous. He bared his vampire fangs and bit down on her ample bosom. The mix of pain and pleasure sent shivers down her spine. The flower beast was speechless. He's starting. There, he should have completely lost his mind and be acting on pure instinct. But he's still rational enough to start based on his own preferences. This guy is no ordinary man. The next moment, they both vanished, leaving only their coats to drift slowly to the ground. They had to quickly strip off their clothes and find a clear spot, using a rock as a makeshift bed to begin the foreplay. Lee Howren felt something was wrong. What if that beast attacks us while we're detoxifying? But the banshee thought saving their lives was more important. Don't worry about that. We'll die either way. Besides, that beast seems like a pervert. She's probably hiding somewhere, watching us. If she's enjoying the show, she won't bother us. Just ignore her. As time passed, the flower beast, who was indeed watching, grew more and more excited. This is different from what I've seen before. Usually, it's just crude, primal lust. But these two are different. There's a certain humanistic spirit to it. Even I'm getting caught up in their emotions. Back with Lee Howren, he was now exhausted, panting on the rock. The banshee told him it was her turn to take the lead. The deeper detoxification is about to begin. He told her to give it her all. Show me what you've got. A powerful energy erupted from his body, sending a thrilling sensation through her. I was once a banshee, hiding in the dark and bringing misfortune. But now, I have the chance to be a pure white bride, bathing in the sunlight. To me, Lord Howren is the light of my world. An unknown amount of time later, the banshee awoke, groggy. Why did I fall asleep? Was the detoxification too intense? Lord Howren's stamina is incredible. I feel much better now. It seems he's completely purged the poison from me. He turned to her and explained, you're finally awake. You got too excited and passed out. She was surprised she hadn't just fallen asleep. He continued, because you have a very sensitive constitution, your reaction was much stronger than normal. She then asked, so, you've been guarding me this whole time? He turned to face her and replied solemnly, yes. But the sight of his face made her body convulse uncontrollably. It seems the stimulation was quite intense. I can still feel it. He couldn't help but admire her. Benchita, your sensitive skin is truly top tier. But what's with that beast that poisoned us? When we were detoxifying was the perfect time to attack, but she didn't. I've been waiting here for a while, and there's been no movement. Is she planning some other trick? In reality, the flower beast was trembling. How can this be? I was just watching, so why am I having such a strong reaction? They finished a long time ago, but I'm still completely immersed, as if I was the one detoxifying with him. This has never happened to me before. Why is this man so different? Meanwhile, Lee Howren spotted a vibrant flower among the dead trees. This flower looks suspicious. The banshee also found it familiar, but there are many flowers like this in the marsh. What's so strange about it? He knelt down to examine it, but this one is twitching, just like your sensitive skin. He then poked his finger into the center of the flower. The single poke sent a jolt of pleasure through the flower beast. Damn it, this kid is too bold. He's touching me directly. As he poked, he said, there's a strange aura coming from inside this pistol. Could the poison powder have come from these flowers? I need to investigate. He then began to probe the inside of the pistol with his finger, making the flower beast unbearably itchy. She wanted to stop him but couldn't reveal herself, so she had to hold it in. When he couldn't find anything, he sniffed the flower. I don't smell anything special. The flower beast wondered what he was doing. He keeps teasing me. Could he have seen through my disguise and be doing this on purpose? In reality, Lee Howren was worried that if he couldn't figure out the poison, he would have a hard time clearing the marsh. Since he couldn't smell anything, there was only one thing left to do. The ancient sage Shinon tasted 100 herbs. Today, to study this tricky poison, I must also taste this poisonous flower. Seeing his sharp fangs, the flower beast trembled. No, absolutely not.